Yes. And then my dancing wouldn't look so weird.
Yeah.
We are back with the second session.
A Day with Zenler is here.
Yes.
We were
And
just, yes,
please.
I was going to say we were just laughing because Liz and I are like, in Man Meet are like trying to get the energy. I'm like, we need that intro music into A Day with Zenler. So y'all have to tell us what you think our intro theme song should be, so we can come up with something.
Dancing.
Yes. We're dancing into the new year, you all. That's what we're doing. Yes.
Yeah, dance party.
Welcome back to Day with Zenler's second session. And here we are with our first session of the second part. And Alice is going to be talking about something which is a surprise topic, like the classic Alice.
It's always a surprise topic, always.
Yes.
You want me to reveal the surprise now?
Yes.
Yes.
Please.
Okay. So we're going to be talking about marketing campaigns. What is a marketing campaign, how to create and launch an effective marketing campaign, because that's the most important part, right? You want it to actually achieve your goals. So that's what we're going to talk about today. It's going to be fun.
So take the stage away, and we are right here.
Take the stage away. Okay. Yes, and if you all wish to join in anytime, please feel free to do so. We love to have lots of lively conversations here on A Day with Zenler. So you are welcome to do that. And if you all can, I did something with my phone. I put it somewhere because usually I try to pull up the comments. So hopefully if there's anything you guys can keep track of that for me, I would appreciate it. So thank you. So first thing I want to talk about is like, what is a marketing campaign? And I've mentioned this before because I did a training and I have a link for it from the YouTube channel on A Day with Zenler before, when I was talking about challenges and running a marketing campaign for a challenge specifically. And Jeff Goodby and Rich Silverstein, their ad executives, think the Got Milk ad campaign. They talk about ad campaigns and how they think about it. This really the same way of what a marketing campaign is, right? It's a paid marketing campaign where one thing leads into another and it feeds off of the other thing and everything speaks to the same thing. So really that's what a campaign is. It's all of these different pieces that you're putting out there into the world. One thing kind of feeds off the other thing, but everything is speaking to that one thing, right? It could be a challenge. It could be a course that you're doing, right? Whatever that campaign's about. Excuse me. It's early in the morning for me. I haven't had enough coffee yet. And we're going to talk a little bit about what type of things you can do a marketing campaign around as well. I'm going to give you a list of those things as well, just to give you some ideas of what they are. But, you know, the idea is that one thing feeds off the other and that everything is speaking to the same thing, which kind of matches up because in marketing, one of the things you want to do is you want to always start with what your key messages are. So whether that's around your products, and it can be a mix, right? A mix around messages around your products, your services, your brand, a core idea that is central to who you are and what you do, right? And what you want is you want to have 3 to 5 of those key messages that you can just be tossing out everywhere, anytime. Now, you only want 3 to 5. It sounds like, oh, only 3 to 5 things. But an example of this is that one key message can probably be said in like 5 or 10 different ways. Just depends on the key message. And you will find more and more ways of talking about that key message. So an example is with Zenler, one of our key messages here is that we are #1 in educational support. And we will shout that from the rooftops all day long. And Kevin on office hours the other day said he challenges any company to come on and say that they are better at education or showing up live than we are at Zenler, because he will gladly compete with that and take on that challenge, because we are #1. And how do we talk about that? We have a lot of different messages that we talk about on a regular basis that show and talk about how we're #1 in that educational support, right? We talk about all of our courses that we have for free on the tutorial site, and how all of those are for free, that we never charge for a training, right? And we offer a lot of trainings. We talk about how many live opportunities you have to engage with the team, right? A day with Zenler once a month. You have Zen Zone with Liz and Manmeet, and I will also be joining in on some Zen Zone sessions. And you have those every single week where you can access the team live, the live office hours we do, right? So we talk about that key message in multiple ways, for multiple reasons. Like right now, I'm talking about marketing. I'm on a day with Zenler, but I'm still working in some Zenler key messages, right? Because we're using that as an example. So that's what I mean when I'm talking about those key messages, because those key messages about your brand also feed off of each other as well, right? So those are really an important part of a marketing campaign. And any kind of promotion you do, once you have those key messages down, once you have those 3 to 5, and even if in the beginning you can only come up with 1 or 2 different ways to say each of those key messages that you have, that still gives you a lot of content, right? Now you have a focus for the message around this marketing campaign. Which one of those messages is central for that campaign, right? And which ones are maybe secondary to it that you can add into it and sprinkle throughout it. It makes it a lot easier to create content. It makes it easier to write your emails. It makes it easier to create social media content. It can even make it easier for you to create your products and services when you have those key messages there, because you always go back to them and say, okay, like how do I want to say this? What are my key messages? What am I focusing on for this particular thing? So key messages, it's worth taking the time for yourself and for your business. For every marketing campaign that you do, it's worth taking the time to sit down and figure out what those key messages are, because they'll really be the foundation of all of the content that you will create moving forward, whether that's for marketing campaigns, emails, all of the different things, even your products and services. So focus on those key messages for your, just as a foundation for your business. And then of course, it's probably something you hear a lot, but your goals, right? Before you dive into creating a marketing campaign for anything, you need to know your main business goals. And then you also need to know what your goals and objectives are for this specific type of campaign. When I say campaign, it could be like a challenge that you're running, right? So one of the objectives of that may be to generate X number of leads. You could be launching a product during your challenge. It doesn't always have to be for a launch, but it can be. And then how many sales you want to make from that particular campaign. Marketing campaigns don't always have to be about just leads and sales. It can be about a certain kind of growth. It could be about validating an idea or a product or service. It could be about developing an audience to see if you can engage your audience with this particular idea that you have. So there can be a lot of reasons to run a marketing campaign. It doesn't always have to be just sales focused or just lead focused. I mean, they generally are, but you can run them for other purposes as well. The point is you have to know what that goal is and what that objective is, because that's going to help you figure out how you're tracking. You know, you have to know, because that's number one thing, right? Know what your objective is. And then the number two thing that follows that is, how are you measuring your success with that thing? Right? So if you have to know what it is you're looking for in order to measure it, right? So you have to know that. And you also have to know who your audience is for that campaign, right? So figuring out who that ideal client is. I know a lot of people struggle with ideal client avatars and coming up with those things. One of the tips that I like to give people when they're thinking about who this is for is to think about who somebody that you think this would be a good fit for. Sometimes that's a good way to make the connection. There are a lot of trainings out there in the world about ideal clients. We might even have one. I'll check about your ideal clients and how to do that. But the tip that I share with people who are really struggling with the idea of just sort of making up this avatar of a person is to just base it on a real person. Who do you know that you think your products and services would be a great fit for? Who do you know, whether they're someone in your friends list, a past client? Who do you know that you think would be a great fit for this, that you would love to work with? Like, use a real person as your inspiration for creating that client avatar. As a matter of fact, I recommend trying to find like maybe 3 to 5 people that you think are a great fit for your thing, that you would love to work with, and then compile a list for each of those people, and then find some of the similarities in those folks. You know, where are they different and where are they alike? Because those things that are alike in that person can be a really great piece of information for you to use in your marketing and in your content, because that links them together and will attract more people like that. So that's just one tip for doing that. And I already said you have to have those key messages, so you have to know what those are. And then when you're thinking about a marketing campaign, and we'll talk more about this too, you have to know what you need for it. Like, you have to make a list. This is the one thing, like, you can't wing it. If you're doing a campaign, you don't want to wing it. You want to know, what do you need? And I'll kind of go over a little bit of a list with you in a minute on what some of those needs might be creatively that you will want to keep track of and make sure you have ready to launch a marketing campaign. You also want to know what channels you're going to use to do this marketing campaign, where you're going to be putting this content, any extra assets that you might need. You're going to want to have a budget, because maybe you need a little bit of budget. Doesn't mean that you have to run ads, but your budget could be for things like maybe if you're going to do this campaign, maybe you want to create some videos, and maybe you need help with video editing, or maybe you need to buy a new video editing software that will help you with that. It could be that you want to do a podcast and you need a good microphone, because podcast is audio, baby. You got to have good sound, right? So it could be that you need that, or it could be, you know, any number of things, any tools or resources that you need that you might have to pay for. So that could be what the budget's for. You also want to have a timeline for your marketing campaign. I like to do a work back schedule, right? I need to know, okay, if I want to launch this particular thing on February 1st, then what do I have to have done the last week of January? And then and work it back. And you can get a really good view You can use software for that, like Asana and ClickUp. They have timeline views where you can create, put the dates on there, you know, and then you can look at the timeline view and see where things overlap. And then you can adjust your timeline based on that. Because that's one of the biggest mistakes I see people make, is they don't give themselves enough time in their campaigns. They promote it for, a week or 2 weeks just before they're ready to launch it. And a good marketing campaign probably requires at least 30 days to really saturate. That's what you want to do. You want to saturate your message out there in the world for a marketing campaign. And if you just post a few times on social media in the week or two before you're ready to launch, you're not giving yourself a chance to succeed with this campaign. You're not giving your campaign a chance to succeed, and you're really hindering your ability to get your message out there if you wait till the last minute. And then say, oh, well, I posted and nobody saw anything. And we'll go over a bit of a list of all the different kinds of things that you can do. Because one of the things that I hear from clients that I work with is that they feel like they're just saying the same thing over and over again, and they're just putting it out there. They don't want to bother people. They feel like, oh, if I keep posting about this thing, I'm going to annoy everyone about this message and all these, right? Like, I don't want to be annoying. I don't want to be that person who's just always posting about my stuff. Things like that. And it feels awkward to them. And there's a couple of things that you could do or understand, really, that will help you maybe feel a little bit better about it. Number one, most people need to see and hear your message from 10 to 22 times. Used to be a few years ago, back when Al Gore invented the internet, it used to be that 7 to 10 times to hear your message before it would sink in and they would maybe take an action. Now that's up to 22 times. And the reason is because we're bombarded with so many messages from so many different directions. Like, just here, I'm sitting here, and in front of me, there are 10 marketing messages right in front of me, right? I have my Kleenex on over here on the thing, right? I have my coffee mug. I have some stuff around me that you can't see. But that's all sort of marketing messages just right there. Let alone when you open up Facebook or YouTube or Instagram or Twitter, we're just bombarded with so many messages that it's hard to remember. So I want you to think about somebody that you follow who's in business, and maybe go to their business page. Maybe it's a company you follow. Maybe it's somebody that that has a business where they sell products or services. Go right to their profile, go right to their account, and scroll and look at how many times they post a day, right? Look at it. Have you seen and engaged with every single one of their posts? Did you think, oh, this person's really annoying me with this? You have to look at the bigger picture of, we see so many messages all the time that chances are I saw it, but I scrolled past it, right? Because I'm in a hurry doing something, maybe it didn't stop me. So maybe if you post again later, maybe at that later time, I have more time and I'm slowed down a little bit, right? And you have to think about that. And not only that, but different people are online at different times. Liz and Manmeet and I were just laughing about the fact that we're all three on A Day with Zenler right now in this moment. But right now in this moment, it was 10 a.m. for me. It was 3 p.m. for Liz and 8 p.m. for Manmeet. So we were all in our different time zones represented right here in this very moment. And you have to realize that the other people that are seeing your content, they're also at different times in their day as well. And we're doing different things at different times, right? So 10 a.m. for me is 8 p.m. for Liz. At 8 p.m. my time, I'm trying to wrangle my kids into bed. So I'm definitely not online and doing stuff. So if you're posting at that time, you're going to catch different people, maybe people who worked all day, finished their dinner, now they're sitting down to relax, and now they're scrolling their feed, right? So you're going to hit those people. Whereas when you post in the morning, you're going to hit me because now I'm up, I'm on, I'm doing stuff, right? So you have to think about that. You're hitting different people at different times. Most people are scrolling past and barely notice it. So you don't have to worry about overwhelming people. And the very few people that you do overwhelm with your content that leave because of it, they're not for you anyway. So you don't have to worry about that. They're not for you, right? If they can't handle the fact that you're out there building your business and you're sharing this content, if that offends them in some way, then bye. Like, that's what I would say to that, right? Right. So let me just see. Hi, Manmeet. Do we have any questions happening?
Yes, we have one question from Hannah. She is asking, what makes good key messages?
Well, so what makes a good key message is that it's something that is central to who you are and what you do, right? It's connected to sort of your brand. It's connected to, and it's also connected to something that is important to your ideal clients, right? It's that overlap. Like for Zenler, it's always been a very important part of our journey to make sure that the education piece is there. We have this incredible software, and we want to make sure, because we're in this for you, right? We want you to succeed and be able to use Zenler to its fullest potential. We don't want it just sitting there gathering dust, right? Like, that's not the purpose of this. So we show and we prove that that's what we are and what we want by showing up every single day with free content teaching you how to do it. We walk the talk, right? We walk the talk. And that's what makes a really good key message. When you can connect it back to the actions you're taking in your business, when you can connect it back to what the needs of your audience are, that will really help you come up with a good key message. Like, what is important and why is it important to your business? Why is it important to your audience? And then from there, that grows, right? And here's the thing that will like freeze a lot of people. It's not permanent. Nothing is permanent, right? We're not talking about you getting a tattoo, okay? We're talking about a key message. So test them out. Come up with a key message that you think is really important to you. Come up with those 3 to 5 different ways to say that one key message and start sharing it out there with the world, right? Because then you'll get to see how you feel about it once it's published out there in the world. You'll get to see how other people react to it, and you will refine it over time, and it'll get better and better and better, because you're never, same thing, anything about your brand, anything about your content, if you can put it out there in the world, that's the true test of whether this is something that's going to stick with you, or if it's going to change and evolve. You can't grow if you're not taking action, right? So you just have to put it out there. You just do. It's scary. I know it is, but you just have to do it. That's literally the only way to know if that's the right message for you, is to put it out there.
Exactly what you said. I remember one of the programs I was attending, even I would have this question when I was learning and growing, that what do I do with this message? Is this product right? Is this offer right? So one of the coaches that I was looking forward to, they just answered me with one line. They said, don't ask me, go ask your audience. Like, they are the ones who are going to respond to you with the right answer, whether they want this service, whether they want this offer, whether they want to hear this message. So I might sit here and give you 10 suggestions, but the ones who are going to really put you through and make you money, which is the end goal, is your audience, because they know what is good and what is not. Like, they are the ones who are the consumers. If they are happy, then you are happy. So I think exactly what you said.
Yes, you do. You put it out there, and it's scary because you're like, well, and I think one of the things that I see happening in 2023, my 2023 predictions, you guys, okay, is that we're gonna move away. We're moving more towards like transparency. We're moving more towards community and being more connected with each other. We're moving more towards that. I think, you know, after 2020, which was a complete dumpster fire, right, of a year, and the transition between then and now, there's been a huge evolution and a huge shift to wanting things that are really just more like not hashtag authentic, like not that, you know, but actually, you know, a real connection between real human beings, person to person, and community aspects. That's really important to people now, and building those communities and those relationships, because people who didn't have them suffered more in 2020, you know, than the people that had those connections in those communities. So I think we've realized how important that is in life. So we're going to start to move away from what I call, you know, the fake it till you make it businesses. And the reason I'm saying that is because we don't always have to be perfect. And that's what people are afraid of. They have to have the perfect thing to say and post on social media because they want everybody to believe they already have this really successful business and that they're just crushing it. And yeah, I'm so successful. But you don't have, everybody starts at zero, every single body, right? You don't have to fake it till you make it, right? You don't have to do that. You can just show up as your true self, of embracing where you're at on your journey, and just show up as that and just be that and learn and grow and evolve with it. And the only way to do that is to put yourself out there in the truest way possible. And when you can do that and you can show up and embrace that, then you will start to see growth. You will start to see more people coming towards you, because the fake it till you make it stuff, that is really, that's a dying breed right there. Dying breed. We want connection. We want that realness. We want that, right? And maybe realness is a better word than authentic, because authentic seems fake now, right? Because it's just so overused. We get these terms and we're like, oh, I'm so tired of that one. But that realness and that connection, you know, and that's what we have here at Zenler. Like that's our goal. That's why we do things like have the Zen Zone, why we have the live office hours every week, and why we do a day with Zenler like this, because we all are about that community and that connection with our people. Like that's important to us. And we know it's important to you all as well, which is why we show up for you.
Yeah, I think go ahead. You see, we're live and this is real.
Yeah. Let's figure out which direction.
I think we are behind the days of, you know, we see those ads, become a millionaire at $10 or $20 in 2 days, 6 hours workshop, and you can earn 1 lakh per month. And those are the days when we would buy into it. There were days where we would click it, buy that recorded course. But just as Alice mentioned, these days people do not really prefer recorded courses. Rather, they would want to go on a one-on-one live or a group coaching, or meet the instructor and have their instructor be more approachable. Because the one thing that I really feel now that lagged with recorded courses is you have the information, you have the knowledge, but then you don't have anybody to answer your questions. You're sitting there in the front of the screen watching that video and thinking, okay, now I'm stuck. What do I do next? And then you're waiting. How do I reach my instructor? How do I reach my coach? And that is one thing that people are moving towards more with. And that's what we as a company are also focusing more on the live aspect, because more connections, more community, and more realness, as Alice mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good point. What were you going to say, Liz?
Yeah, so I think, and it's so true, like where the terms get really overused. So like authentic, real, true self. But what it is it's just you being you, just you showing up as you and getting comfortable enough to be in front of the camera and just be yourself, because all your experiences are so different. And each of us, each of us within Team Zenler, we've had different life experiences. We've got different wisdom, and we can be doing like the same kind of support, but in a different way. So it's going to support different people because we all take, different bits from different things. So I think be yourself, and the people that are true for you, they're your real potential clients, your real good connections, the ones that you can sit in a room with and you can just chat, and you don't need to have a big history with them. You just kind of kick it off and it works, and they will see you as you are. So you don't have to try and be yourself, just relax and just speak as you are. It gets to be simple.
It does. And it's, it's such a weight that gets lifted. It's such a relief if you can just show up as you are. You don't have to have this persona. I mean, you can have pieces of persona, right? Like there are more pieces of me. Like I'm a complex human being, as we all are. And so there's a lot of different aspects of me. When I'm working, I'm channeling a specific aspect of myself, but I'm not faking it, right? Like I'm not trying to be someone that I'm not. I love that I have my Zenler t-shirt because I am a t-shirts kind of gal. Like I live in t-shirts. That's my life. I don't want to come in here in a suit and oh gosh, the whole idea of that just makes me want to smack my head into the computer. No, just kidding. No violence, no violence. But so I get to still show up as myself and be more relaxed in whatever environment that I'm in. Like I can just be okay with being me. And it can be hard because we're all like, I have an ego too. We all do. And that ego still worries what other people think about me. Right. And wants people to like me and wants people to respect me. And so I still worry about that. But I put, I'm like, you know what, but am I going to let that worry weigh me down so that I don't show up as myself every single day? Because that would add to my stress if I didn't show up as myself, So that's what I mean when I say the weight is lifted by just being like, you know what, I'm going to be me. And if they don't like it, too bad. Like, yeah. It's really important. And so when you're developing your messages, like think about that. Think about how you walk the talk and how your products and services walk the talk and what that means to you and what it means to your clients, right? Because there is that fine line of you need to be you and you want those messages to resonate with you, but they also have to resonate with your ideal client. So you have to find that crossover between what's important to you and what's important to them to incorporate that into your key messages. That makes for a most excellent, I'm channeling my inner Bill and Ted. That makes for a most excellent key message when you can do that. Yes, yes, yes. What else did I want to talk about with this? Because I know there's a lot. So that's for the key messages. I said about the timeline. That can be really important. And now I want to talk about, I think, what are some examples of some different types of campaigns that you can create? Because I think probably we think about that a little bit too much. And we also change a lot. So one of the things that makes a really good campaign is something that you can talk about a lot without getting too tired of talking about it, right? So you want it to try to be consistent. Now, it doesn't have to be permanent. If you put something out there and you're truly promoting it, and I'm going to talk about what truly promoting it is, but if you put it out there and you have to have at least 1,000 eyes on something and feedback to know for sure whether this thing is right for you or not. And I think that's where most people miss what's happening in their marketing is they post a couple times on social media and say, oh, I didn't get anything from it, so let me go change this lead magnet. Let me go do something different because I didn't get anything from this. You have to show up and you have to be a little bit more consistent over time for that. Like, I think a big disservice has been done to quite a few newer people coming into marketing in the online marketing world is because you have a lot of gurus out there who, you know, as Mamit said a little bit ago, that say, oh, get this many you know, make $1 million in 90 days or whatever. Like, there was so much of that stuff out there, and so much of these people faking it online, like they already were doing that. And so you think that success should come that quickly, but it really doesn't. It does not come that quickly. Now, there certainly was a time, like on Facebook for specifically, where like running Facebook ads was like printing your own money. Like, there was a time when that was the case. It was so good. There was a time when even if you weren't running ads, but you had a Facebook page, or like you could grow an audience really fairly quickly and keep them engaged. They'd see your content. But Facebook grew and got flooded with more people doing marketing, more people doing things. And because of that, now there's competing content every day, right? Like, think about the number of users Facebook had in 2008 versus what they have in 2022, right? So it's a lot more content out there for people to see. So it's really hard for you to see and think about how many pages I follow now versus how many I was following back in like 2008, right? That's a lot. That's a lot. I can't believe it's been that long. Oh gosh, I'm old. It's been a long time. So it was easier to build an audience then. So you have some of these gurus who built an audience way back then, who can make a post or two on social media and a lot of eyes see it and they get the engagement. So, but they're getting that engagement today, but they're getting it based on yesterday's results and based on yesterday's standards, right? If you're starting from scratch, you're building something on today's standards, right now. So the standards are different today. The algorithms are different. Stuff works different. But they built their audiences yesterday. They took action before and they built momentum to now, right? And so now that momentum is still benefiting them. So partly that's really good news for you, because if you start now, over time, you will build momentum, but you have to start. So you have to be consistent and put that out there, because then you can build that momentum so that a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, whatever it is, when you make a post, when you do something, you're getting results now, but some of that will be momentum based on results and actions you took today, right? Because that's what's happening with the gurus who have 1 million followers already that they've built up over time. They're leveraging that momentum. And that's really what a campaign can do for you when you run marketing campaigns over and over and over again consistently, is you leverage your previous results to help you build momentum and move forward. So that's really important that you try to stick with it until at least a certain number of eyes have gotten onto a particular piece of content, right? So that could be, some examples are a challenge. And if you want a challenge, here's one. I'm going to put it in the chat. If you want to know how to do a challenge, David and I did a day with Zenler session on a challenges, and we had a guest speaker in boot camp, Sharon, who did a challenge for us. And I'm putting that link in the chat from the tutorial site. It was a challenge boot camp, a challenge, right? You say that. And So that's a really great campaign. I like a challenge for the fact that you have multiple days in a challenge. And so just like with key messages and marketing campaigns, where one piece of content feeds off of the other, all speaking to the same thing, that's actually the exact thing that a challenge is, right? Every day feeds off the other day, all speaking to the same thing, right? Which is the main goal of that you're helping people achieve from your challenge, right? So it's a perfect campaign, right? In a challenge. Could be that you're doing an ebook. Maybe you have an ebook. Could be checklist. Could be that you're doing a mini course, webinar. Great thing to do a campaign about a webinar. Even if you're doing them live, doesn't matter. Maybe it's a video series, funnel that you're promoting. All of those things can have campaigns around them, right? So all of those things can have a campaign. And when you create a campaign, you need a lot of different pieces of content for that campaign, and you want to prepare those ahead of time. So I mentioned before that you want to promote a particular campaign, and let's say for this example, a challenge, or say a webinar, because in Zenler, you have the ability to do those webinars. You want to promote that campaign for probably like 30 days. You want to have a good couple of several weeks in there where you're able to promote that to really drive signups to it. And to really saturate all the places with your content. So when you do that, just some things that you can do so that it's not overwhelming for you. Okay. The first thing is, I use Canva a lot. Like, I live in Canva. As a matter of fact, I think I have a tab of Canva open on my browser right now. Yes, I do. I'm always in Canva. And it's the pro version is like $13 or $14 a month. I can't remember what the price of the pro account is anymore. I think it went up. It was 13, maybe it's 14 now. And even there is a free version, but you can use that for probably most of the things. With Canva, the idea is that you have more options when you're on the paid plan. So for example, I want to add a graphic into a photo into my design. Most of the photos that are available, the good photos, will be premium only. Now, you can upload your own photos, and you do have some free photos that you have access to in there as well. So you're still able to make your design. That's just that some of the design elements for your design won't be available unless you're on that pro plan of Canva. And I feel like Canva is a kindred spirit to Zenler, because you for the price, you get a ton of value on Canva with the pro membership. You get a lot of stuff. So I do recommend that for an easy way to create content for your marketing campaigns. I use it to create all my channel art. Okay. And channel art is things like Facebook. You create, if you're running a challenge or a webinar, you put the name of it on the graphic, the date, the time, a simple link, go to my link in the bio could be that you're sharing the direct link to register for it, right? But there's information that people can find because you've got your Facebook profile banner advertising that for you. You've got on Facebook, you have a lot of different things where you can advertise it, right? And these are stationary. You create them once and you put them there. And if you're showing up on these channels doing any sort of engagement and people come to your channel, then they're going to see that advertisement. So sometimes you don't even have to be talking about the thing you're promoting, because the thing you're promoting is just right there in their face, right? But this is just one way to get some form of information out there when you have this marketing campaign. And it is a lot of work. So that's why you want to run this campaign for a longer period of time And you probably also want to rerun it because you created all the assets. All you got to do is change the dates and then you can post them again, right? Profile rings you can do, Facebook group cover photos, business page cover photos. You can even upload photos to your profile and put them in that featured section. And that could be advertising something for you, right? Could be marketing something. Your YouTube channel art. Plus you have an about section on YouTube. You could put the link to it there. Instagram, same thing. You could actually create one of those grid posts. If you're not, I don't post very often on Instagram. So for me, it's probably would be a good strategy is to do that 9 square sort of grid post that advertises whatever that thing is. And then you can just post those and then they just live there. And then it's just there and link in bio, right? So you could do something like that for Instagram. LinkedIn, you have a banner, plus you have your photo in your about section you could do. Pinterest, you get a cover photo on your thing that you can use, and an about section as well that you can advertise your challenge or your webinar on. If you use Clubhouse, that's that audio app. I chat there often enough. You have a profile ring and you have your profile photo ring, which is a very popular thing on Clubhouse, where you could advertise something. And you have your bio that you can do that with. Twitter, same thing. You get a little cover photo. You have the bio link you can use. The TikTok, there's no cover photos there, but you do get a profile link. And you can pin featured videos at the top of your profile. So those could be something that's promoting your thing. So those are just like, I create a whole list of channels. I may not be active. Okay. I'm not saying that you have to be active on all of these channels and do all of the social media things, but you can create the cover art for those channels, even if you're not over there all the time, and just put that up there for yourself, right? So that you can just have that campaign everywhere, like it's everywhere. Now, if you want to boost the visibility and reach of your campaign, then again, you want that 30-day promotional period, right? So that means all of your content for your promotion is created 30 days before you're launching that challenge or that webinar, right? So you have it all done. And then you even have time before that where you could be starting to increase your visibility and reach. You can start thinking about things of where you can show up and what you could do to help grow your audience a little bit so that as you start your campaign, more people will see it, right? So social media, one of the things that you can do on social media, and I mentioned this before, is whatever channel you're using, whatever's like your go-to channel, do your best to use all the features and the functions available on that channel. If like Facebook, for example, Facebook has live video, Facebook has groups, you can do text posts and graphics posts. Facebook has these polling features. Facebook loves it when you use their features, and any new feature they have, if you use that feature, Facebook really loves it. You're going to get a little extra boost in the algorithm. I'm not saying it's going to be some miraculous thing where you get 1 million followers from it. But when you use the new tools that they have, that's why early adopters are a thing, because they know Facebook wants other people to see that feature in action. So they'll start using it. And so they show it to more people, right? You're getting a little extra algorithm juice when you use those new features. So whatever platform that is, could be Instagram, could be Twitter, doesn't matter which ones you use, but just try to make use of as many of the features of that platform as possible, right? Do things like, you could do like a weekly live show. If that's something that you're doing on a regular basis, that gives you a place to promote your campaign when you're having it. Always be publishing. You could be doing blogs. Zenler has a great blog feature, so you could be publishing content. on your own site. You can also publish content on Medium and on LinkedIn. You can also collaborate with other people and do guest blogging spots, all of which link back to you and your site, right? And when they find you, they're going to see that content around whatever campaign that you have. You can get on podcasts. Podcasts are very popular. If you have your own podcast, great. Then you can be planning your content based on when you know you're launching your next marketing campaign, right? But you can also plan ahead, because some podcast shows book months out in advance. But get on these podcasts where you're getting interviewed, and you can say, hey, oh yeah, grab my free ebook, grab my free mini course, right? Register for my free challenge, whatever that thing is that you're creating that campaign around. You can use that as your call to action. Same thing like on a YouTube show, right? Like you can have your own show, but you can also get interviewed on other people's shows. There are Facebook groups, hundreds of them, probably thousands of them actually, dedicated specifically to finding guests for shows. So you can find a place to get interviewed as an expert and give that call to action for your campaign. What's the other thing? Okay, so marketing content. You do have like your funnel content for your campaign, right? So really quick, because I know we're getting towards the end, but like an opt-in page, your thank you page, emails, you probably want to have tags and filters set up inside when people register for that particular campaign, when they sign up for it. You also want to make sure you have that consistent imagery from that opt-in page, that registration page, to the content you're posting on social media. You want to, when you're doing a campaign, you really want to have that sense of consistency, because it also builds a sense of familiarity. And when you build familiarity with someone, you're also building trust, because we trust things that feel familiar, right? So that's one reason that you want to really keep consistent with your imagery, but also with those key messages, right? You build that familiarity with the words that you use and with the images that you use. And over time, you really do build that trust with people. Share testimonials. If there's other positive words about you too, you can do that on like your opt-in pages and stuff too. A wait list. This is something that I feel like is really important when you're running a campaign. If it's a live campaign, like a live challenge that you're running, it has a start date and an end date. If it's an evergreen challenge, great, just leave it. Let it go, and let it be. But if it has a start and an end date, that link has been put out there. If you're marketing and you're doing a campaign, you're posting it everywhere all the time. That link lives out there in the world. The last thing you want is for a broken link to live in the world. So when the challenge is over, switch out the content on that page to be a waiting list for that challenge for the next time you run it, right? That'll help you gauge interest of how many people are clicking through to that page now. And so that you can run that again, maybe the next quarter, right? Every quarter you could be running that challenge or whatever that live thing is, but don't let links be broken. Okay. Change it out to a waiting list, something, so that the links that are out there in the world stay valid. Really important. And then I guess my final thoughts would be your marketing content itself will contain all of those key messages that we talked about that'll help you build out the content. You want content for your social media channels. So could be video content, which you can pre-record, could be graphics, plain text. You have a lot of different options, but what you want to make sure that you have is enough content to post every single day for those 4 to 5 weeks, right? So if you're doing it ahead of time, you build that out and it's there and ready to go to be posting on social media for you. It's something you can even automate if you don't want to be showing up live to do it, right? You'll need emails. So if you already have an email list, you're going to want to promote to the people on your list this campaign so people register for it. If you don't already have an email list, you'll still need emails for people who register, right? So you need those pre-promotional emails to tell people about it to get them to register. Then you also need emails for when people register. Make sure when people register, no matter how far away the challenge is, no matter if it's tomorrow or 30 days away, make sure they get that first confirmation email. The most annoying thing in the world is to sign up for something and not get an email confirming you signed up for it. Like, I cannot tell you how annoying that is. It happens to me just in life. Like, I register for things and they don't send me an email. I'm like, did I even register? I don't know. So it's annoying. Don't do that to people. So make sure you have those emails, and it's the emails for that, for the campaign itself, and follow-up emails, right? That's a lot of content, right? SEO is really important to think about when it comes to any of your campaigns. And I'm not just talking about Google, because that's definitely the long game when it comes to campaigns, but platforms like Pinterest and YouTube also are powerful search engines in and of themselves. And you can get some instant results from that if there are specific keywords that are trending, that are in your industry or in your niche, that you can leverage for people to find your content on Pinterest and on YouTube. So you can focus on keywords, and SEO will help you both in the short term on platforms like YouTube and Pinterest, and on your website for Google over that long game. So you get a mix and match with that. So make sure you're using those keywords in relation to your challenge or your webinar or whatever it is, that people can find your content on Pinterest and on YouTube during the campaign, right? You want to do that. Same thing with your articles. You can pre-write articles that you're going to publish on your own site, on Medium, on LinkedIn. You can do that ahead of time so that you're publishing something regularly. And the article can feature something around your key messages, right? That also connects to whatever that campaign that you're running is. And at the end of your article, at the end of your blog post, it says, hey, want to learn more about this thing? Hey, want to take this to the next level? Sign up for this challenge, sign up for this webinar, sign up for this masterclass, download my ebook, right? You could put that call to action in the blog post. So now you're sharing that blog content out on social media. You're not promoting sign up for my thing. You're promoting, hey, here's this article I wrote on this thing, right? And then the article's doing the work for you, right? For you. So that's another thing that you can do. Videos, we've talked about that a little bit, but you can do a long form video that you post to YouTube or Facebook or whatever. And then you can chop that up into smaller video clips that you can then share on social media. So you could take that one piece of content and turn it into several pieces of content. That's always a fun idea to do. And of course, I talked about it already a little bit, but podcast, if you have a podcast, or if you can get on other people's podcasts, those are more ways. And you want to, I'm not saying you have to do all of the things all of the time when it comes to marketing and doing a campaign, but the more of them you can do, the better. And when you create your campaign and deliver your campaign, the first time you deliver it, it might be a little smaller, right? And then the second time you deliver it, a lot of the stuff is already created, so you can add on to that campaign and do a little bit more, and you can build yourself up to doing like the most stuff, right? But you can start out smaller. But just know that a campaign isn't one post here or there on social media. You have to do a little bit more in order to see results, and it has to be really consistent. So that is me.
Thank you so much, like always.
Thank you. Oh, Sarah, one of my most favorite people.
Thank you, Alice. I was just tuning into the end of your thing. I had a call with Sharon, so I was unable to get in sooner, and I'll have to catch the replay. Liz, I love your hair. That's so freeing.
Yeah.
It is. It really is. Thank you.
I did the same, but kept a fringe when I was about 26 or 27. My young, well, now eldest daughter, constantly got nits, head lice, and it just drove me insane. My hair was this length, and I just said, number 2 all over, leave me with a fringe. And there's nothing more liberating than getting up in the morning with a flannel and washing your hair and then going to work. So I am so envious, Liz. That looks amazing.
It is awesome. And for the first time ever, my little 6-year-old said, Mum, you look cool. And I went, done. It stays.
Wow.
That's it. I know.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you all for everything. And Sarah, I can't wait to hear what you are going to talk about, because I will listen to anything you have to say anytime. You're brilliant. You're a brilliant woman. Love it.
Oh,
bye for now, you guys.
Thank you so much, Alice.
Stitched up by Alice. Yours or here first.
Yeah. Oh, have fun.
Thank you, Alice. Welcome, Sarah.
Hi, Mummy. Nice to meet you and be on the live with you and Liz. I feel like I'm in the getting things done zone already. So
All of us are swinging into the new year.
yeah. Have you had a wonderful day being in charge of a day with Zenler?
Yes,
Yes, so good.
absolutely.
Oh, amazing. And we will give you the stage.
Oh gosh.
Very excited.
Sarah is going to be talking about affiliate marketing, and I'm sure everyone will have a great time because a lot of people do want to learn that topic, and it's a topic that a lot of people do not tap into, and I'm honestly myself looking forward to hearing and learning from you.
Oh, we'll start right at the beginning then. Okay.
Yes.
So hello everybody. Drop a hello in the chat so I don't feel alone. My name's Sarah. Sarah Arrow. You may recognize that name because I'm the wife of lead product educator Kevin Arrow, and I've been affiliate marketing since 2008, but I didn't realize it was a thing until it was around 2012, and at that point I'd been making about a steady £700 or £800 sterling a month, so not huge amounts, not enough to sit back and retire. And you hear these stories from people about retiring on the beach because they're making so much money affiliate marketing. But what I was earning with affiliate marketing was enough money for a few extras, but I kind of just didn't realize how uncommon it was for people to actually make money affiliate marketing until my husband, the beloved Kevin, had a near-death experience. His appendix ruptured and he nearly died in hospital, and a lot of that was my fault because I said he had wind, but that's another story for another day. So with that in mind, Kevin wasn't working in our transport company that we had. I had our content marketing company, and I was juggling that, juggling Kevin recovering, dealing with the little ones, dealing with the dog who wanted to help with Kevin's recovery. So it was all up in the air. And the affiliate marketing gave us breathing space. The affiliate revenues that came in meant I didn't have to feel pressurized with running several businesses, and I didn't have a clue how to run his transport business, which became apparently obvious. But having that little extra money meant we didn't go without in a time that was really tough for us. And I didn't really sort of connect the dots until I insisted we had a family holiday together, because I thought to myself, oh my gosh, if my husband dies, my children have never been abroad. They've never seen outside of England. This can't be right. So I insisted we had a family holiday to Lanzarote, and I booked it. And Kevin was not resting. He was constantly on his phone, jabber, 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 jabber to the clients of our transport company. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, is he ever going to get any rest? Is he going to spend any time with the kids in the swimming pool? Is he going to enjoy the sunshine? And I said this to him because, as you may have guessed, I just come out and say these things. And he said, you know what? He says, we need money when we get home. And if I'm not on the phone now hustling, we're going to have no money when we get home, and we're going to need it. And I said, well, I've got £700 coming in 2 days. And he said, where's that come from? And I said, affiliate marketing. And he says, what do you do? And I said, well, I write these little books, I publish them on Kindle, and in it I put my affiliate links, and I make these really helpful little guides for people, and they click the links and buy the tools. And he said, and people pay you to do that? And I said, well, no, the people with the tools pay me to do that. And he said, people pay you to do that? And I'm like, yeah, people with the tools pay me when somebody clicks and somebody buys. And he said, how come you don't talk about this? And I said, well, I didn't really think it was working. I didn't think it was work, as in I wasn't doing anything active other than writing a book, publishing a book, then giving the books away and selling the books, and then people clicking and buying the products. And he said, this is magic. Why don't you do more of this? And I thought, well, I didn't think it was a real thing, but it is a real thing. Affiliate marketing is a great way to add in additional revenue to your business, additional income that you can just put in your savings or use for special occasions like I do. But it's something that when you help people, and this is the secret to being a successful affiliate marketer, is helping people. When you help people, they're more than happy to take the next steps to get the thing that they need to make the job easier. So with that in mind, let me jump in right at the beginning with what is affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is the business model where you are paid to promote someone else's products online. So you may be an affiliate or a partner for New Zenler, and if you're not and you are a paid member of New Zenler, I highly recommend you become a partner, because there is some easy ways to make some commissions from just by having your site, but we'll get to that in a minute. You get a generous commission on each sale because you have to do the work up front, as in you have to talk about the product, you have to talk about how somebody would use it, and you have to answer questions. So the best affiliates are the affiliates that know and use the product. And I'm going to use New Zenler as an example of this because I know and use New Zenler. And I know Alice, Mami, Liz, Kevin, David, and Rakesh, and the support people as well. So because I know them and all of the work they put into making sure clients are looked after, I know that I can promote New Zenler with confidence. I know that if I get stuck with something, that I can talk to one of the team. Sometimes it's Alice, sometimes it's Liz. I mean, one of the things that Liz does, and I don't know if you've noticed, she asks at the beginning of the week, what are your goals for the week? And then at the end of the week, she says, what have you achieved? And since I've started commenting, saying what I'm going to do for the week, I actually get it done. And that's just a little thing that New Zenler puts on. So when I'm talking about promoting New Zenler, I can say, when you get your New Zenler site, you're going to be more productive, that you're going to go in and you're going to find opportunities to get your course done, the one that you've been talking about for 6 months, and it's still an idea. And all your friends are making money and you're not. But I know that when you go to New Zenler, you'll be there where Liz is asking, what are you going to do this week? You're going to get accountable. You're going to go into some of their zones and do some working. You're going to be able to jump on some of the webinars and the training with Alice, with David, with Kevin. So you're going to be able to see how you can become a really good course creator. Now, I only know this because I use Zenler. So that's the first secret of successful affiliate marketing. And that is to promote something that you actively use. You can't talk about something that you're not using. You can't talk about something that you've no experience of. So, for example, I have no experience of lead pages. Every time I look at a lead page, I go, oh my gosh, that is so clunky. That is so 2012. Every time I look at it, I find it fiddly. Now, when I look at a new Zenler sales page, I feel completely different about it. I find it quite intuitive to use. I love the way that you can save blocks, and I'm pretty sure you can do that in lead pages, but it just doesn't come naturally to me like it does with New Zenler. So when I'm talking about New Zenler and promoting that, it sounds better. Now, if you are really big into your lead pages or your Thrive Architect, the way you talk about the product when you promote it matters. It really does get people connecting with you because they can hear your passion. Your passion for helping people and knowing the product flows out in your videos, in your words, it flows out in your emails, it flows out in your blog posts. It's there, it's all around you. The thing that people struggle with the most is a couple of things. Firstly, they promote the wrong products. And secondly, they don't promote the right product to the right audience. So as you can see, affiliate marketing, relatively simple concept of selling other people's products or services, but can be a pain in the backside simply because the wrong audience or the wrong product, or not even be able to find the right product. Right, so that's that for a moment. I'm going to take a deep breath and a sip of water and talk about how to find the right products. So when it comes to affiliate marketing, you've got to know that product. So that is the starting place for your affiliate marketing effort. What products do you use on a regular basis that you love? So if you've got a pen and paper, write that down. Make a list of everything that you use, New Zenler. It may be WordPress for your website. It may be other tools. You may be a big fan of Trello and organizing things. You may be somebody who loves Notion. You may be somebody who adores Calendly. Whatever it is that you use on a regular basis and you could talk about, make a list. Once you've done that, the next step is you've got to hit Google and you've got to search. You've got to do a quick Calendly and then the word affiliate program or partner program, because not everyone calls their affiliates affiliates. Affiliate can have a nasty reputation just by the way some people abuse being an affiliate, and we won't go down the deep dark history of how people give over bad information about affiliate marketing. We're just going to focus on where you are and where you can make some extra money. So when you've got your list and you've done a Google search of all the places that you love and the word affiliate program and partner program, you'll find ones that have them and ones that don't. And the ones that don't, you can put them to one side. And the ones that do, they'll be your core of focusing. Now, I would recommend that you find 3 or 4. Don't have huge numbers of things to promote, and you'll see why again in a few minutes' time. when you've got yours, the next step is to apply to become an affiliate. Gosh, I don't know if you can hear that meowing. That's my cat. She wants to come in and join in. I think she's got some things to say. Hopefully Kevin will catch her. She sounds really ferocious. Anyway, back to affiliate marketing. When you're applying, you have to be honest. They're going to ask you things like what your social media following is. They're going to ask for links and they're going to check you out. So don't sit there and tell them you've got 10 million on your newsletter and 17,000 social media followers if that's not what you've got. Be honest. Say, you know, I'm a new affiliate marketer. I'm looking to promote your product to my audience because I think it's a good fit, because I like this, that, and the other about you. Be honest. Now, there are some people who will reject you straight off the bat. I can remember doing a really, really successful Instagram challenge, but not having an Instagram program at the end of it. And I approached a big name in the Instagram field and said, could I be your affiliate? I've got, at the time, I think I had about 700 people go through this Instagram challenge. And I felt the next step would be for them to take some sort of course to develop it more. And she came back to me and she said, I hate people like you. You're just trying to make money off of me. Okay, you've read me wrong there. Actually, I just want to help these people. But if you think that is how I treat people, we're not a fit. I can't promote you in good conscience. And it was then I realized that, gosh, she's really, really going some, my kitten. Hang on, I'm just going to have to go and get up. I'm off screen now, madam, because you want to come in. Oh, I'm back with Madam Howley, who has sat out the door screaming to come in.
We met her in the morning as well.
Oh, yeah. She's suffers separation anxiety. Quite a lot of it. Yes. Now sit there and be a good girl so Mummy can talk about affiliate marketing. If anyone wants to sell kittens, let me know. I have the perfect product and I think I'm a wonderful affiliate boss. Yes, Mummy's selling you on a live stream. Right, so I'm sorry about that. As you can see, the little madam is here. Will be less meowing now, and I will be back to affiliate marketing. So from my experience, I realized that some people are not really open to affiliate marketing. They see it as sleazy, dirty, and horrible and greasy. And other people are just not very good at it, because to me, that would have been an opportunity to reach 700 new people and to partner up with somebody. And I've subsequently, I don't do the Instagram challenge anymore. I do some different challenges. I do the blogging challenge. I do crumbs. I've got more challenges than I can shake a sticker. But the purpose of these challenges is to help people and to earn some passive income. So one of the challenges I do recently is the Traffic Jam Challenge, and in that I promote a tool called Missing Letter. And Missing Letter is simply you put in the URL of a blog post, it pulls out excerpts of the blog post, and then it promotes it on social media for you. It saves you probably about 6 or 7 VA hours a week, and it costs about $50 a month. Now, for me, this is an absolute time-saving productivity tool. For the people who go through the challenge, they get far more traffic to their website. And how I'm paid for my knowledge is they click the affiliate link, they try it. Some of them love it like I do. Some of them don't. But those that do love it start earning me some money. So you've got your list, you've applied for some partnerships, you've heard my tips on being honest and telling people who you're applying to the program what you plan to do and how you plan to go about it, and to be prepared for some rejections, because these people, they don't know you. They only know what links you send them. They only know what they see from your application. And like job interviews, you're not going to win them all, just some of them. So with that in mind, once you've got your approval on several affiliate tools and programs, the next thing you need to do is go and find your link. And this is your affiliate link, and this is what tracks. You can't just email a company and say, hey, I've sent 5 people over to Missing Letter and here are their names. It does not work like that. Now, any affiliate program that doesn't want to give you a tracking link isn't a good affiliate program, okay? Because you've got to do your due diligence to make sure that you get paid, because you may think that you've got X amount of money coming through, only to find that it hasn't. I had an experience with Kartra that stopped me recommending them. I had generated, I think, nearly $1,700 in sales for some person I've never heard of on the Kartra team ask me for my ID. So we had this strange man who I'd never seen on the Kartra team at all. He could have been an accountant, but he didn't have an official Kartra email or anything of the sort, asked me to photocopy my passport and send it to them so they could release funds. Now, I'm really hot on ID fraud and things like that, and I'm being asked by a person with a very different name to anything on the Kartra website, a non-Kartra email, who can suddenly freeze my account and not pay me that money because I'm not sent over my passport. Now, I thought they were a big brand and I wouldn't have this problem, but I couldn't speak to anybody. Nobody would speak to me on the phone. I could only speak to this person I'd never heard of before via email, again, not an official email, and they owed me money. So you do have to be careful and do your own checks, because you do find that some of these places don't ask for the information up front. Now, if you're an affiliate for Amazon, they will ask for your ID. They will check this. They will ask you to do a W8BEN form, and the same for places like AppSumo. You may even have to do one for New Zenler. I'm not sure, because I'm UK based. If you're in the US, you may have to do a different type of form when you become an affiliate for a European company. So you do have to check and go through your places that you apply to make sure you will get paid, okay? With that in mind, you need your affiliate links, because these are the gold. These are the things that are gonna be shared to earn you money. Once you've got your affiliate link, the next thing you need to do is track it and cloak it. Now, I'm going to share with you a screen, so this should be fun. Hang on with me one moment, and I will show you how I do it. Now, I use a tool called Pretty Links, which is a free WordPress plugin. All right, I'm going to attempt to share screens, so my apologies if this all goes south. Hey, we have it, yay. Right, now here with the Pretty Links, can you still see those? Yep, it still says I'm screen sharing, it just disappeared. You can see, I can see what the link is here, and I can see how many clicks. So if I've got things like I promoted a book and I got 6 clicks. Now, I thought that was really good, but obviously my audience didn't like that. And I've also got things like Thrivecart, my SEO course, I've had 152 clicks. And my pillar post, I've had 59 clicks. So when you've got your affiliate link, if you've got WordPress self-hosted, you can just click add new. Oh, now the cat sat on the keyboard. You can give it a title so you know what it is. So I'm just going to call it Links. Oh, no, I'm not. Mind out the way, Kitty. There we go. Then you put in your new URL, whatever that is. We'll take that link from up there and pop it here. And then I'm going to give it a new name. Now, the purpose of having this off my own domain or using something like Bitly is I can customize the bit that follows. So I can remember this. And I've just put in Links. Okay. Hello, darling. Come say hello to everyone on the screen again. Now, my link there, you can see it will be onlinevisibilityacademy.com/links. That's very easy for me to track, very easy for me to remember. So if I'm talking on screen and I say, oh, you want to get new Zenler from my account, go to contentnitro.co.uk/NZ. And that's easy for me to remember. Yes, I have more than one website. I've got currently 40 different websites. So that's the other thing with your affiliate links. You do have to remember where you put them. It always helps to put them in one specific place. Now, once you've got your affiliate link and you've cloaked it, you still have to tell people it's an affiliate link. Now, I always add the disclosure of this is an affiliate link. If you click it, it's going to empty your pockets and make me filthy rich, which is sarcasm. And anybody who follows me will know that's sarcasm, and then they generally laugh. Lots of people find that when they see somebody sharing an affiliate link, they think they're only promoting it to make the money. And the truth of the matter is, it's not just about making money, it's about helping. So if I've just spent 10 minutes helping somebody make a decision that New Zenler is the right course platform for them, the natural next step is for me to give them my New Zenler affiliate link. And they conclude the transaction for me giving them advice by clicking my affiliate link. Now, not everybody sees it like that. They say, hang on a minute, this person has just answered my question and now they've slapped down an affiliate link. Well, that's not very helpful. And that's one of their mindset issues. That's not your problem. And I think when you're doing affiliate marketing, the first thing you need to do yourself is to use people's affiliate links, because if you are not asking people for their affiliate links, you're sort of signaling to the universe that it's a one-way thing. Now, I'm not big into woo-woo things. I'm just big into karma. And my karma is quite simple. If I want a tool and somebody knows what's going to work for me, then for them to give me an affiliate link is the natural next step, because they've done all the hard work. They've done all the hard work of vetting the tool, of setting it up, of knowing how it works. If I get stuck, they're the person that I'm going to tag and say, did you have this issue? Is this just me? And that's how it works. It's not so much a make money thing, but a build relationships thing. The categories. So you've got your links. Now, the thing with these affiliate links is they're very powerful in front of the right audience. If you just take your affiliate link for New Zenler and paste it up onto Facebook and say, go and get this, it's fabulous, you're going to get about 15 clicks, all of them from family and close friends who are not the right audience for your New Zenler thing, and you're not going to make any money. So you can't just share your links randomly, certainly not share them randomly on social media. The same token is if you see somebody talking in a group about courses, you can't just randomly message them and say, saw your comment in the group, go to this, it's fabulous. You can't do that. It's that is self-promotional. That is not how affiliate marketing works. It comes down to the relationship. You have to reply back to the person in the Facebook group and ask them, what is it you're looking for in a course platform? And then they come back and they say, oh, you know, I want something easy to set up. And then you say, okay, are you comfortable with drag and drop? And they say, oh yeah, I love drag and drop. Okay, how many courses have you got? And you start asking the questions, and you know, before they've even said, I'm comfortable with drag and drop, you know New Zenler fits them. But you have to nurture the person, and you have to answer their questions so that you can be sure that New Zenler is the perfect fit for them. And then you can say to them, look, there's a tool that I use. I'll pop my link here. It's an affiliate link. It won't bite you. If you've got any more questions, please do message me. Now, some groups don't allow messaging. Some groups don't allow affiliate links. The way you deal with that is simply to say, on my Facebook profile, in my About section, you'll see that I have a list of tools and resources. If you click there, you'll find some links that will be really useful for your course creation. And then you can send them to a landing page on your website, or you can send them directly to New Zenler. Now, what I would recommend is you actually put together a nice review post about New Zenler and how you've used it and how much easier it's made your life, and then include your affiliate links multiple times and disclose it, and then link that in your About section on Facebook. You can even put up a header and put a little description, your blog post and your affiliate link in that, so that people can then click on your header, get a bit curious about you when you're answering all these questions, see your description of how New Zenler changed your business, and then click your affiliate link. All of those are good ways of building relationships with people. I have never ever promoted New Zenler or any other affiliate product cold. So I don't put up on my Facebook wall or on my LinkedIn profile or anywhere else a product that I've never used, that I don't put into context for people. I always take the time to share how it's used. So one of the things that I really love is Thrive Architect. It was one of the most amazing first page building tools out there. Now there's lots of page building tools, just like there's more rivals to lead pages, more sales page creators, more tools, you know, there's Elementor, Beaver Builder, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different tools. When I started promoting Thrive Architect, it was one of a very small group of tools, and it made life very easy. Now, a lot of people find it complex. So when I'm talking to people about Thrive Architect, I ask them where they are in their business journey. I ask them how comfortable they are with tech. Now, you know, David from the group, he's very comfortable with the tech. So I could say to him much sooner in the conversation, I think you need to go and have a look at Thrive Architect. Here's a link. When I'm talking to somebody who's not so tech savvy, I need to really be able to justify sending them to that link. I need to be able to say, are you able to follow training programs? Are you able to do a little bit of research? Are you comfortable watching a couple of videos showing you how to do this? Now, if somebody is not comfortable watching a couple of videos and there is no text tutorials, recommending a tool that has no text tutorials isn't the right thing to do for them. So you can say to them, look, you know, there is a tool that I use. I think it's great. They've got 1 or 2 text tutorials, but all the rest are videos. Would you like to take a look at it? You can let them make the decision. You don't make the decision for them. Once you've given somebody the link, you don't back away because that's the sleazy part of affiliate marketing. You follow up with them a week later. Hey, how did you get on with that? Is it working how you want? Because if they purchase that, and you'll be able to see that they've clicked on it through your tracking link, you'll be able to see from your affiliate link if they've purchased, they may have other questions. If they haven't, they'll tell you why. It may be, I didn't understand what I was getting, or somebody else told me this was better, or something else came up and I forgot. Again, this is all common sense relationship building. And to me, it's part of affiliate marketing, because you're not doing this just for the money. You're doing this to help people. When it comes to creating content for affiliate marketing, you've got to think like the audience. And if you have none of that audience, if all your Facebook friends are your family, you're not going to be able to get the information to create the content to make more money affiliate marketing. So if, for example, you want to show electricians how to put courses online, you have to go and make friends with some electricians. You have to go into electrical groups. You have to contribute to the conversation. You have to make friends with them. You have to have conversations with them outside of their group. You have to build the relationship. And then you can say on your wall, hey, if you're an electrician and you're looking to put some basic skills into a course for your new staff so that onboarding is easier and that you can make sure your staff are getting some nice training and it's all hands up for you, this is the tool that you need. Now, you don't know at the start that this is what the electricians will use this course platform for. You find that information out by talking to them, by listening to their conversations, by asking questions and interacting with them. Because lots of people think, oh gosh, yes, you could be an electrician and you can show people how to do their own electrical work. And it's at that point you get into trouble, real big trouble, because in the UK, you have to have an electrician certify the electrical work that's been done in order to sell your house. So if you are showing people how to do various things, you know, fit a ceiling plan, they can't sell their house with a ceiling fan if it's not certified. So you have to listen to what the electricians would use a course platform for. And the answer is they're going to use it to teach their staff, to onboard their new people. They're not using it to sell direct to the consumer. They're using it to have a better workplace experience. But you don't know that until you are immersed in the audience and you're listening to them. So if you're looking to promote a particular tool, say New Zenler, you've got to make sure that you have access to that audience. You can't say, I'm going to promote New Zenler to teachers, because school teachers are absolutely perfect for New Zenler. They know how to create lessons, they know how to create courses, they know how to teach. But the thing is, they're not so good with the tech. So having it all one click and drag and drop is absolutely perfect for them. But if you start talking to the school teachers, you might find that they have no desire for that, that they're teaching a subject different to what they're actually teaching at school. They may be an expert in geography, but they're teaching maths or vice versa. So you have to immerse yourself in the audience in order to understand whether they're the right audience for promoting New Zenler to, or whether it's something else that they need. It actually may need time management skills, in which case you can promote your own time management course to them. There's nothing to say that affiliate marketing replaces what you do, because it doesn't. It adds to it. So earlier in this session, I said, become a partner for New Zenler, because there's a really good opportunity for you to promote New Zenler. And do you know where that is? It's on your own New Zenler training school. Right in your footer, at the very bottom of your site, on your homepage, you can put, this site is powered by New Zenler. And then you can add your affiliate link. So if people are coming to your site and they think, gosh, this is a really gorgeous course platform, it's really looking good, and they can scroll down and see what to do. And the next step, of course, is clicking your affiliate link. I've got a question from Mami. Come on the call, Mami, and ask.
That's a question from one of our users, Hannah.
Oh, Hannah, is it good to put the links in a blog or under resources pages? Yeah, absolutely. You can put them in an individual blog post because you want that page to rank properly. And you can also include it in resources. You can include it in videos. You can include it in your YouTube descriptions. Wherever you share the content is where you can put your affiliate links. Now, if you're sharing it in a blog post, what I recommend you do is you write up a review post of New Zenler, what you love about it. Be honest with your people. When I first done it, I hated the email editor. It's all changed now. I love it. But when I first started using it, I hated it. And I would just say, they've got an email system in place. It's okay. I do not love it. I am not leaving ActiveCampaign anytime soon. That's all changed. I'm now got to go back and edit this and say, put a note in and say, edited. Since I wrote this post, the email editor has been updated and I'm actually cancelling my ActiveCampaign account. So write your review post and then link back to it in other pieces of content that you've got so that people can go over and they say, oh, she's always talking about this New Zenler thing. What is it? And they click and they go over and look and then they read your article and they become prepped for it. They become more connected to you because they can see that you've been through all of the things, as in, when I joined, it was a fast and simple process. I got the free account to start with. Then I decided that I was going all in and I upgraded to the pro account or the premium account, whatever one that is. And I found that it was a much smoother process and I didn't have to give away a percentage of my sales when I started investing in my course platform. And once I found that I was investing in the course platform, I actually started to put out more courses. When I had a free platform, I really just wasn't bothered. Making money just kind of, it happens. When I started investing in the platform and investing in my business, things started changing. I started to say, hey, I've only put out one course in 6 weeks. I need to put out another course. And hey, I haven't done a masterclass. And gosh, I can cancel my Zoom account and use Zoom with this. So when you share those pieces of information in a video, in a blog post, or in a live stream in a group, people start to understand. They visualize it all better. And then when you've got your affiliate link there, it works so much better than the affiliate link in your resources page, the affiliate link that you've just popped into a random post and crossed your fingers and hoped. And it also helps the search engines understand that the post you've written is about your experience with New Zenler, and that's worth something to your audience. So that's a really, really good thing to do. So if you've got any more questions, pop them in, because we've got 15 minutes and I can sit here and, as you know, chat for England. What I will say is start gently. Don't shove your links down everybody's throats. Remember, this is a relationship game. You're building rapport and a relationship with somebody and helping them. And then you're going to follow up with them and see how they got on. Now, it's important that you follow up with somebody and see how they've got on simply because you can be introduced to new tools. Now, there isn't anybody who's going to look at New Zenler and say, oh, there's actually a better platform out there, because that's not going to happen. But if you're talking about something else with somebody, say you're saying to them, oh, you know, you're using StreamYard at the moment. Did you know that XYZ? I went and had a look, and Melanak is really good too. So you can go over and have a look at Melanak, go and have a look and go through the paces with it, check out the free trial, and think to yourself, do you know what? This might be something I like to promote too. And then you go back to that person and say, that's great. I've never heard of Melanak before. Have you got an affiliate link? And that, like I said earlier, is a big thing about affiliate marketing. You have to be receptive to using other people's links, to asking your community for links, and for seeing it as a flow. It's not a one-way street where you push links onto people. It's asking for those links back, and it's asking people for ideas, what they need help with, understanding your audience better, and it's about service. Question from Cindy. Amazon won't allow affiliates to link in emails. Do you have suggestions to promote products for Amazon from other than on our sites? Yeah, Amazon is a pain in the backside. Also, Amazon cookies only last 24 hours. So you've really kind of got to push people. And that's not the affiliate marketing that I'm into. So I would do a couple of things. Firstly, there's a tool called Skimlinks. I don't know if you've heard of that. Skimlinks is a master affiliate program. They are affiliates for all programs, including Amazon, and they can, with your permission, insert affiliate links into your content. They have a fantastic WordPress plugin if you're on WordPress, or they have a piece of JavaScript if you're using New Zenler for your blogging, and I hope you are, because it's a great platform. You can use Skimlinks because Skimlinks have a 30-day affiliate cookie with Amazon, and they also have different product links. So, for example, if you put in, say, a Sephora lipstick, now you might not be able to become a Sephora affiliate because you may not have the audience or some other reason, but Skimlinks are the master affiliate, and they insert that link, and they insert the best paying link for you. So yes, you can buy the Sephora lipstick off of Amazon, but you only get a smaller amount of commission. Skimlinks inserts the highest paying commission affiliate link. Skimlinks is also good if you're into fashion, if you're into high-end luxury products, if you're into things like gardening, dog training, all of those sorts of things. A Skimlink affiliate link is far better for you than an Amazon affiliate link. So have a look, Cindy, at Skimlinks, do a search for them. Tell them that I said hi. They invited me to an event a couple of years ago, which was fabulous, which is why I know so much about them. And use those because firstly, you get the longer time period with them. And secondly, they disclose properly. And thirdly, it gets around all of the Amazon nonsense. And if there is a higher paying affiliate program for that product that you've recommended, Skimlinks will find it and use that link so you make more money. So if you've never done any kind of affiliate marketing and you have a lifestyle blog, then Skimlinks is the tool for you. I hope that answers your question. If it doesn't, come up and leave some more comments and we'll work through it with you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. That was, a lot of information. I also got to understand in deep because, at this point in time, affiliate marketing to me felt just selling somebody else's product. But today I'm looking at it from a different perspective. That is building the relation, following up, understanding if it helped them or not. It's just not about making a sale. Like when we sell our own products, we make sure if the customer is satisfied or not, if they are willing to continue or probably, do or pay the renewal or not. Similarly, this is like selling somebody else's product, yet taking care of the customer, whether they are happy or not, whether they are satisfied or not. And I loved the piece where you said only affiliate the products that you use and love, because there's no point selling the products that you cannot help the customer later on after the purchase. So I think I've got a new view to look at affiliate marketing with a new perspective today.
Oh, thank you, Mimi. I think for me, it was because I was writing the books to help people that the affiliate marketing was the natural step of monetizing it. It took the pressure off of me because I was writing the books, as in, how do I get paid? I've got to market these books. I could actually give away the books and know that people would click the affiliate links. But because I'd given them the value in the book, they trusted me. But if you're going to do that and you're not going to do the books, you've got to give that value, build that relationship, because if not, you just become a tacky used car salesman, and people don't like that. It's really negative energy. People are repulsed by it. They say, oh gosh, I spoke to that person and the first thing they said to me was, have you got this? And bang, they gave me an affiliate link, right? And everybody blames the affiliate link, but it's not. It's the really useless person promoting it. And if you promote what you know and love, you can't go wrong. Because if somebody's saying, oh, I want this and I want it to do double flat backflips and I want a unicorn to appear glowing, no, that's not what Zenler does. It can do the double backflips, but that glowing unicorn, not even David can do that. But it's because you've used it and you've experienced it that you can talk about it with confidence. And like when I was sharing the screen with Pretty Links, everybody could see that I use Pretty Links. I actually use the paid version of Pretty Links, and it gives me extra customization option. But if somebody said to me, what do you think of Pretty Links? Yeah, I love it. I find this good, that good. And then do you want an affiliate link? And I can then just send it across to them. But if they've got a problem, I can jump on Zoom with them for 5 minutes and I can flip open my website and say, what are you struggling with? Let me walk you through this. And you can't do that if you've never used the product. And it kind of makes it sleazy and nasty and horrible. And that's not what I want to be known for. It's not what Zenler wants to be known for. It's not what any of us here want to be known for.
Hearing this, I think the motto for today's day with Zenler is walk the talk, walk the talk. We've been talking about it since morning, that we always bring to our customers what we've experienced already, what we've learned already. We do it and then we show it. So all the topics that we've been talking about comes with the end result is walk the talk.
Absolutely.
I would also love to know, I have a question that affiliate marketing can be really helpful for people who are looking at generating an income when they do not, when they're not creating their own product. But when you're just getting started, the struggle could come when we do not have a community or do not have a list. So how to go about using and leveraging affiliate marketing, but yet at the same time concentrating on building a list. So how to do that when we do not have a community or a list?
Well, that depends whether you are on Zenler or not. Because this isn't about promoting Zenler. This is about using a course. And if you give me 30 seconds, I will pull up one of mine. Because yes, I'm a Zenler customer and I use it. So I'm just going to share my screen. And I'll give a shout out to Melissa Cara, who, as you can see, my Cara collection template. And if I scroll down, you see some of my former customers. Hello, Alice. and you can see my courses. And my husband has gone into my homepage and removed it, but I actually have, I'm just going to go and find it. I'm not showing you all my dashboard of New Zenler, sorry. You're going to have to ask Kevin to see the inside of it. I have in here a course. Oh, can't spell strategy. No, I can't find it. Now try and find it. Ah, there we go. Back on the share screens. Right, okay. I have online marketing strategies for attracting and engaging customers. And I had somebody come in here 5 days ago and another somebody a week ago, which is good. But I give out this course for free. And inside it, I have a video. Can we view this as... No, I pressed the wrong thing. Yeah. Lincoln will hate this. How do I view it as a student? Kevin? Here, I don't think I'm going to be able to...
If you scroll a little up, I think it would have an option which says,
that's
you click
it.
on preview. Yeah. Course curriculum as a student.
Brilliant. Thank you, Mimi. This is why I need Kevin here over my shoulder. Right. So I offer this, and it is a 25-minute long video. And I believe I have some, there we go, course books and an action guide. Can I scroll down a bit more? And I should have some downloads for people. I can't find them at the moment, but then that's because I wasn't looking for them. I have my free course that I pop this into Missing Letter, and it's promoted out on social media, and I have people come in and they don't have to purchase, but they do go straight onto my newsletter, which follows up with them, which one of the most powerful things about New Zenler is, if I'm in here, you've got the, is it the drip? No, that's dripping content. It's the automation. So somebody comes in, they're enrolled, you can follow up with them and give them additional emails to market to them and get them onto a paid program. But they're on your newsletter list and you've given them a training up front. Now, I like to do this because I've got a British accent, and sometimes people in the US, they say, I don't like British accents. And I'm like, really? I sound like the king. When you meet King Charles, this is how he sounds like, just like this, East London accent and everything. He even swears like me too, right? So people can see and hear and sample your work and unsubscribe if they don't like you. You don't have to justify your accent. Now, I know what it's like because I've purchased a course from somebody from Brooklyn, and they had such a strong Brooklyn accent, I could not understand a word that they said. And it broke my heart to ask for a refund, because how do you say this without hurting that person's feelings? And I addressed it with, it's all video. I need transcripts. I don't watch video. And they gave me a refund, and I knew then never to purchase from somebody with a really strong Brooklyn accent. By the same token, I love your accent, Monique. I would purchase all your courses just to sit there. Oh, it's lovely. Oh, it's beautiful. And there is a guy, he's from a specific place in West Africa, and he's got such a resonant tone of voice. I have all of his podcasts, I have all of his courses, and I don't act on any of them, but I just listen to his voice. Don't tell my husband this, right? It is just an amazing accent, and it is just so beautiful. So I believe that if you give somebody a sample of your content, a free course, doesn't have to be huge. You can see mine was 25 minutes. It builds your list. It enables them to connect with you and know that they can learn from you, or they can't. Now, obviously, there's nothing we can do about our accents. Some people are offended that I'm a woman. How dare I talk about online marketing and be female? They immediately unsubscribe. These people are not my people. And I do think a lot of people focus so much energy on converting their haters into liking them, rather than focusing on their own people and focusing on the people that love me. And it's a hard thing to learn, but Liz is here to help you with the mindset. Mami is here to help you with the communication. And Kevin is here to help you with all of the things that Kevin does. And I'm here to help you with the affiliates. So you can get what you want. You just need to go with your people, and it's okay for you not to like somebody, but what it's not okay for is for you to spend thousands on Facebook ads, building your email list, costing you a fortune, and these people hate you. I've been there and done that. I had a really lovely email from somebody who told me that if they saw me in the street, they'd run me over because blogging does not work. And I'm like, really? You would run somebody over because you can't blog? Oh gosh. Oh, Facebook ad, yeah. So create a small course, promote your small course that's free, build your list, engage with these people, talk to them, build your masterclasses, do your Q&As, build the rapport. Not only do you sell more courses, you also have the opportunity to say, you know, if you're making your own online course, get new Zenler. It's a natural fit. Don't say, oh, you're training puppies, get new Zenler. Because they're, what? What do I need that for? How's that going to help my puppy not vomit on the carpet? You know, how's that going to make my cat sit outside quietly and not join in? You know, you got to have the connection. And if you don't have the connection, you're not going to be successful in selling your courses, let alone affiliate marketing. And sometimes when you're promoting yourself, you have to give the value up front.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. You're absolutely awesome.
Thank you, Liz.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
What are we on next? Who's coming at 5 o'clock?
Our lovely Liz, and she's going to talk about imposter syndrome. And I really feel this is one topic everyone should open ears and listen to, because especially in the online marketing, as we get started, like Alice was talking in her slot, fake it till you make it. A lot of people, even when they get started and they have the skill, even after having the skill and expertise, they get this feeling, am I doing it right? Am I good enough to sell it to people? Am I good enough to share it with the people? Should I be doing this? And I think all of us come from the place of having that feeling of imposter syndrome sometime in our life, whether it's school, business, or somewhere. So I think it's an absolutely amazing topic.
Yeah, you're really hitting all of the... David's going to come back and say in January, how can I top what you girls did in December? You know, he's going to be really unhappy.
Thank you.
Right,
Yeah,
I'm going to
really
love
good
you and
fun.
leave you. I'm going to listen in, and I'm sure to have questions. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you so
Thank you
much for
so
being
much.
here.
Thank you.
Oh, amazing.
And
wow, what a day we've had so far.
yes, amazing. Like, I have this energy boost since the morning, taking so many learning home with this one motto: walk the dog, walk the dog, walk the dog.
Yeah, Yeah, and it's so fun because that leads into the imposter syndrome. Because,
Absolutely.
you know, at the end of the day, when you're walking the talk, when you're busy being yourself, not going to happen, not going to be there.
And we didn't plan this. We didn't plan it this way to connect the dots. It just happened.
It's that karma again.
The universe is calling. And I'm going to give the stage to a lovely Liz now and helping us work on the imposter syndrome if we have that kind of a feeling ever, and if you're still going through it. Over to you, Liz.
Oh, I thank you so much, Manmeet. Yes, amazing. And thank you if you're here live. Thank you if you are catching us on the replay. Okay, so imposter syndrome. Now, actually, there's a lot of statistics and they show that at least 70% of us, up to 82% of us, have felt that imposter syndrome at some point in our lives. And as Manmeet was saying, it may be that you felt it, you know, as a kid at school. It may be that you felt it in a job previously. It could be right now, you know, in your entrepreneurial journey, you may be feeling it. And the first thing to do is to just acknowledge that loads and loads of people do end up feeling it, because it's really easy, you know, and we've been speaking about this throughout the whole day. We're bombarded by so much information. There's so many different people that are, you know, sharing their message with us, sharing their advertising, sharing their promotion, sharing their journey, especially in social media. So it can be really, really easy to start comparing ourselves to other people. And the truth is that each and every one of us will have different strengths and we'll have different things that we get to work on. We'll make different mistakes. You know, many of us today, we've shared some of the mistakes that we've made as we're going along doing things, but it does not make us any less capable than anyone else. We are all absolutely capable, 100%, of achieving whatever that is that you want to achieve. And sometimes that does mean we get to put a huge amount of effort in. So if, for example, I, this moment decided, do you know what, I want to be an astronaut, I would have to make a huge amount of effort to be able to achieve that. And I may well then feel, you know, like a bit of an imposter, because right now, as I am right this second, I would not compare to an astronaut, no way. But there's always the potential within you. So you always can go and achieve whatever it is that you want. You're going to get to weigh up, is it worth putting that amount of effort in? Now, I don't want to be an astronaut anyway. So for me, no way would that be worth the effort. But it's just noticing where you are right now, how things are for you. And if you are feeling any of that, and I'm going to start calling it old imposter syndrome, because if you've done anything with me, if you've watched any of my things, if there's anything you want to change, start putting that word old before it, because it's going to support you to get your unconscious mind, your subconscious mind to really be supporting you and letting you know that you may be feeling it now, but you know what? You can change it. So anything you want to change, start calling it old. That's top tip number one. And if you do find at any moment that you are feeling that old imposter syndrome, and it can feel, you know, as if you're not good enough to do something, you may start to doubt that you have that capability, that you have that expertise. And that can then easily lead into an anxiety. And if unchecked, if, you know, undealt with, that can lead into stress, and it can lead into quite big issues for yourself. You know, we've been speaking about energy. Anything that is a negative emotion can be draining your energy. So it's definitely worth noticing if you start to feel any little bit of that old imposter syndrome popping in. And as and when they do, what I'd like you to do first is to acknowledge that it's there. So that's the very first step. With anything that you're changing, step number one is acknowledge it's there. And then accept that it's absolutely fine for you to be feeling it in that moment, and that it can change. So start putting that old before, you know, whatever it is. So in this case, old imposter syndrome. And then we get to start to look at what's the root of it. Where has it come from? a really easy way to start to ask yourself that and build that inner connection with yourself. So to build your own self-understanding is to ask, what's the purpose? So what's the purpose of that old imposter syndrome? What's the purpose of it showing up for you? And what you will often find is as you dig deep and you keep saying, what's the purpose? What's the purpose? What's the purpose? To whatever answers you're getting come up, it will often link back to a previous moment, to a previous memory. And it can very often be those first moments are when we're little children. And it may be that we've said something in class and people have laughed at us. And we then start to go, do you know what? Are we good enough? Are we good enough at doing this? It may be that someone's outright said to you, you know, that you're not. And the truth is that you absolutely are capable. So whatever you are working on, whatever your expertise are, you know, we were speaking earlier with Alice before her live, and instead of saying, do you know what? Anything that you can talk just straight off the bat for 30 minutes, you've got a good expertise there. And I suspect that whatever you are working your new Zenler work around is something that you easily can talk about for 30 minutes. And it may not be live on camera, because being live on camera may not be right now where you feel comfortable. But with practice, you can get that. So know that you do have expertise and you are absolutely capable of supporting people with the work that you're doing. So we can start to knock that old imposter syndrome out of the way by just digging deep underneath, going, where is this coming from? And then looking at the facts, looking at those people that you have helped already. And oftentimes we're sharing courses, we're sharing services, we're sharing support with something that we've already gone through. Just as Sarah was speaking about with the affiliate marketing, you're going to be sharing things that you love. You're going to be sharing things that you know. And the reality is that whatever course, whatever support, whatever membership you're doing, you're sharing what you love. You're sharing what you know. So we can start to just push the old imposter syndrome aside and go, do you know what? I do know what I'm talking about. I am absolutely capable. I am absolutely good enough. And then that cheeky third one, I trust myself to do it. And I know that to be able to trust yourself is a journey. It's definitely a journey. And it can be, you know, it's a lifelong journey, as with any learning, as with any practices, we get to keep on building on it as we're moving through. But you can absolutely start to trust yourself, start to trust that you do know the answers. So when we're thinking about imposter syndrome, when we're thinking about, in fact, any negative emotions, any thoughts, you know, any limiting beliefs about ourselves that come up, they are based on feelings. And feelings, they're not actually real. They're something that we're fabricating for ourselves. So the way that our mind works is we've got our 5%, which is our conscious mind, which is that thinking bit, that bit that we live in most of the time. And then you've got this 95%, which is our unconscious mind, our subconscious mind. And within there, those are the areas that we get to work with. Those are the areas that we get to really be gentle with the language that we're choosing. We get to be really specific, because that big 95% of our mind is taking things really personally. So this is where we get to, rather than use any negative self-talk, any negative language about ourselves, we get to say, I trust myself. I am capable. I am good enough. I am brave. I am strong. And I accept myself exactly as I am in this moment. And it may be that you get to accept that there is a little bit of that old imposter syndrome there for you now. So accept it. And then begin to reframe it for yourself. So you can say old imposter syndrome, reframe number one. You can start using, I trust myself to deliver my course to people. I trust myself to support people with my membership. I trust myself to support people with my services. And as you begin to say that, that's going to gently, easily, and so effortlessly begin to get your unconscious mind, your subconscious mind working in your favor. and start to track. If you notice yourself saying anything, any kind of negative self-talk, start to notice it. Because the more self-aware that you become with the language that you're using for yourself, the easier it is for you to accept that's where you are right now, and then start to track up to where you actually want to go to. With my hands over. So where you are now, and it may be that you are feeling a little bit of that old imposter syndrome today. And then we start to just stack up to where you want to be, where you're fully, completely trusting yourself. And it's little steps in between. So I'm going to run through today a few different activities that you can do to help you release that old imposter syndrome. And one of them can be that simple as that little shake off, because your emotions, your feelings, they are an energy. And, you know, as Sarah was saying earlier, you can feel the weight of things sometimes. You can feel, you know, how they are kind of holding on. May have actually been Alice. There's been so many awesome shares today, and I picked up things from everybody. So, but where you're feeling that old imposter syndrome, it can start to feel heavy. And that's where it can start to build into that self-doubt, that old self-doubt, into that old anxiety, into that old stress. So first step is acknowledge that it's there, accept that it's there, and then just let it shake off. And that can be enough sometimes to shift it. Firstly, by acknowledging it. And then secondly, just by doing a little bit of a movement, a bit of a physical movement, is going to help release any of those negative emotions, any of those stresses. And another one, which is really quick and easy to do, and I mention it a lot, is to have some power music. So find yourself some music or some songs, you know, some tracks, anything at all, even some poetry. And it's something that when you listen to it, it makes you feel a different emotion. So maybe if that old imposter syndrome is coming up, you want to feel instead motivated, or you want to feel focused, or maybe you want to feel calm. So have a list of those tracks, have them saved somewhere in the little playlist. And then if you notice those little bits of that old imposter syndrome just creeping in, then you can go to that power music, listen to it, and let it naturally shift you into that different way of thinking, of feeling, of being. Okay, amazing. So we've covered already a couple of really simple things for you to begin with. First one is to notice that it's there, question it when it's there, and then go underneath it. What's the purpose of that old imposter syndrome popping up for me now? Get deep to the root of where that's coming from. And when you've got deep to that root, you can start looking at it from a more logical point of view as well. Because if you heard something as a little tiny child, first of all, at that point, you only knew what you knew. I mean, right now, we only know what we know. So we know a lot more than we did when we were tiny. But even looking back in that moment, there was no need for you to be feeling those negative emotions then. But we take on what other people say about us, even if it isn't true. So start to balance that out with the self-talk, with the reframe, and look at things in a more positive light. And then if you're noticing those old feelings, that old imposter syndrome creeping in, you can shake it off energetically, and you can put the music on to support you. And it's so, so natural. One of the most sort of deep things that we have available to us, the resources, is music. And it's such a natural way for us to release our emotions, to process them, and also to shift them. It really helps us to be able to control our own emotions, to choose how we're going to be, how we're going to show up. And when you're looking at choosing how you want to show up, let's say you notice a little bit of that old imposter syndrome starting to creep in before you've got to do a live. Then another simple way to knock that old imposter syndrome out of the way and shift into another state of being, another frame of mind, is to visualize whatever it is that has triggered the old imposter syndrome, visualize 15 minutes after successfully completing whatever it is. So for example, if it was a slot here on the awesome day with Zenler, you could just take a few moments to close your eyes and bring to mind 15 minutes after that successful completion of that event. And as you're moving into that visualization, you can notice what you can see, what you can hear, what you can taste, what you can touch, and what you can feel. And as you're doing it, you get to really go deep into that moment. And you get to draw on each and every one of your senses. And within the Mindset Bootcamp, there is one of the tracks within the bonus meditation section, which is all housed beautifully on a page, thanks to our amazing David. And also within the daily curriculum, there's some little mini visualizations, and they will walk you through that process of going and really going deep into that 15 minutes after successful completion. So if there's anything that you're feeling, that old imposter syndrome starting to come up, jump into there and go listen to those little visualizations. What that enables you to do is to create a really, really compelling picture for your unconscious mind, for your subconscious mind, so that you can really be in that moment. And the awesome thing is when you go ahead and you do that, you're telling your unconscious mind, your subconscious, it's possible for you to absolutely complete it successfully. And I promise it is possible for you. And it also supports your unconscious mind, your subconscious mind, that 95% of your mind, to work towards achieving it for you. Because what you get to do right at the end of that visualization is you put yourself in the picture. You make sure that you can see yourself in your picture. And what that does is it shifts your perceptual position. Now, that can sound strange, but it shifts your perspective. So it shifts it so that it is possible. Absolutely, it's possible. You can feel what it's going to feel like when you've achieved it. But putting yourself into the picture, into the frame, as it were, into that movie, it lets your mind know that it's possible, but you haven't completed it yet. And that spurs you on unconsciously. And remember, that's 95% of your mind is working in that unconscious space. It's going to spur that bit on to support you to actually go ahead and achieve it. So again, it's another trick to actually just take control of yourself, to take control of your mind, and to start getting it to work for you. And I think if everybody was able to do that, was able to take those moments to imagine successfully completing whatever it is that is bringing up those limiting sort of self-talk, bringing up those limiting beliefs, bringing up that old imposter syndrome. If you can take that few moments, and it does not have to be long, you could create that picture, really quickly. And with practice, it gets quicker, as with everything else. So start to practice it. Anything that's bringing up those little feelings of self-doubt, those old little feelings of self-doubt, bringing up any tiny, tiny scraps of old anxiety, bringing up any negative, fear, any of that old imposter syndrome. Take the time to create that visualization, to really go deep into it with all your senses, however works best for you. And for some people, it will be going and doing it with a guided meditation. As I said, I've shown where you can find a couple of those free within our Zenler resources. The other way, it may simply be for you to just take a moment, and you could even take a moment like now or at the end of this session, and just notice if there's anything that is making you feel that old imposter syndrome. Create that picture, and it may be just doing it silently for yourself. The other way that you can begin it, if you love to be like visually creative, you can do like a dance to go with it. So you can be imagining that 50 minutes after that successful completion, do a celebration dance. And as you're doing that celebration dance, notice what you're feeling, notice what you're seeing, go through all of your senses. And then again, just add that little visualization at the end and put yourself into it. And that's going to support you silently, but really strongly, to actually move ahead and go push the old imposter syndrome out the way and know that you can do it. Begin to have that trust in yourself. And sometimes imposter syndrome can be linked with a lack of confidence, but equally, really, really confident people who are really, really high achievers, they can have that old imposter syndrome, because whilst we're looking at them from the outside, we're going, God, they're amazing. They're always moving for that next step. And that next step, that next stretch is something they have not achieved yet. So take the time to visualize it and put yourself there. And I know we've talked a bit about fake it to make it. And for me, that's not a way to do it. But this is kind of a nice take on that. So it's getting you to visualize how it's going to be for you. And then you're popping yourself in the picture, and it's giving you that something to strive towards. So if it's something that you've ever heard from anywhere else, let's reframe it. Put it into this space. Use it in this manner, and it actually can become, like that then becomes a positive thing that's supporting you to shift and to actually go achieve it, because I know that you can do it. And as Sarah was saying before, like, share it with us, share what you're working on, and get accountable. We have loads of spaces for you to do that. We've got the Zen chat, we've got the Zen zones, we've got the new weekly posts. Share what you're working on, because when you're sharing it, you're declaring it outwardly. You're declaring it out into the universe. You're saying, hey, do you know what? This is what I'm going to go and achieve. And we're all rooting for you. And as you begin to share it, it's going to shift your focus onto that. So rather than feeling that old imposter syndrome, you can begin to really shift your focus onto whatever your goal is, onto whatever your vision is, onto whatever your mission is. And the more focus that you put into what you want to create, the more focus you put into how you're going to create it, you start to look at that very next step. You start to look at all those little steps to get you to that big step. And as you're focusing on each and every one of those, there is no space to be noticing any of that old imposter syndrome, because you're filling yourself with that creative energy. You're filling yourself with that service for other people. As Sarah was saying, with that help for other people, because that at the end of the day is what's driving you. And it's part of what I love about this community, about Zenler as a platform, about Zenler as a team. It's all about helping. It's all about supporting. We're here as part of your education team, and we're here supporting you, because we know that you're amazing at what you do. We know that you've got Zenler, which is an amazing system, which is here to support you each and every step of the way. And this is part of it, so put your focus into those things. Put your focus into the things that you do amazingly well. And if there's any little tiny bits of that old doubt which is sneaking in, go and look at what you've done. Go look at some of the reviews that people have left you. Take a moment to consider the amazing results that you've been helping your clients with. And if you're new, if you haven't used, a course, or you haven't taken someone through a membership, you haven't taken someone through a masterclass yet, look at what you've achieved. Because again, as I've said, we're sharing things that have supported us. We're sharing things that we love, that have helped us. We're easing somebody else's journey along the way. So look at how you've helped you. Look at how you've developed over the time. We're at the end of 2022. Take a look back and go look at what you've achieved this year. Look at where you started, back in January, and then look at where you've come all the way to now. And you're going to see like a massive transformation in yourself. So acknowledge that transformation that you've supported yourself to do. Accept that you absolutely have the ability to support other people to go through that journey, to ease their way as they're going through it. And know that we're here to support you as you're going along the way. And the more that you're supporting on the customer, on that gift that you're giving them, and it may be, as Sarah said, it may be a free bit of a course to begin with. It may be a masterclass. It may be a membership. Whatever it is, focus on what you're giving the other people. Focus on that service. And when you're focused on that, and I'm truly, truly deeply hoping that whatever it is that you are doing in Zenler, you love. It's a passion for you. It's something you love to do. Because, and I think, David and I mentioned this on our little like pre-Christmas message, is do what you love. And the more that you are doing what you're loving, and the more that your goal is towards that passion, is towards that big vision that you have, that big mission to support other people, the greater the pull is for that. And the bigger space that is taken in your day, the bigger space that is taken in your life, the less space there is for anything else to pop in, for any negatives. And that can equally help to just shift that old imposter syndrome out of the way for you. And if you are finding, I'm going to just nip back into that live moment, because I know for a lot of people, and Zenler is amazing because we give you so many opportunities, firstly to be live with us, but for you to go and be live with your own audience. And I know for many new course creators, new membership creators, that actually being live on camera can be something that can initially feel daunting, and can definitely be something that we get to practice. So again, creating your free Facebook group and jumping in there and practicing, and just watching yourself as the audience, you're going to get to see if you do that for, say you do that for just a week, go in for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes each day and do a little live, and then go and look back at your progress at the end of the week. And you're going to notice how much better you are getting. And absolutely draw on our resources from the Zen pop-ups, from the leveling up, about, getting that camera confidence and just building that up for yourself. But what you're going to find as you're doing that, you're practicing, you're building your own skills, is that you're going to be getting naturally more confident. And that confidence, that self-belief, that self-trust is going to support you to push aside that old imposter syndrome. And that's going to help you to then be live, to support people live, and to be able to ask for that feedback as you go along as well. And if you're finding that you are having moments of that old imposter syndrome pop up, be open with that. That's even something that you could share, within our weekly goals. It could be to start to strengthen your self-trust, to start to strengthen your self-belief. And there may be people within the group that you've already supported with some of the work that you're doing. So as you're doing that, you're sort of enabling people to come back to you and say, do you know what you've already shared is amazing. Get yourself into Zen Chat, go and share what you're working on. Because as you start to speak about what you're doing, and actually the new Zen Chat, there's little 10-minute opportunities at the beginning of some of the sessions, which are going to enable somebody to go in and speak, to go and teach, to share something, some of their expertise. So you can go and trial in there. And what you're going to notice is as you begin to share with people, especially live, you're going to start to build up that natural feedback, those natural reviews from other people, and be open to receive it. And some of it is going to be just positive. Some of it's going to be constructive, and take it on, like accept it. None of us are perfect. So each and every one of us has got things to learn. I was speaking, earlier, right at the beginning of the day, and we were talking, that we're constant learners. We're life learners. And I suspect many of you are the same, especially being in this course creation arena. We love to learn. We love to learn and we love to teach. We love to share. And that's why we're in the spaces that we're in. So embrace it, and embrace and accept and invite, honest feedback. Because as I said, there's always something that we can improve on. There's always something that we can do better. So there's always going to be someone that's better at whatever it is that you're doing. And there's always going to be people that are not as good as whatever you are with whatever you're doing in that moment. And just accept, this is where we are. Right now, in this moment, we only know what we know. And right now, in this moment, your audience only knows what they know. So it's embracing it, it's accepting it, and it's saying, yeah, we're human. And you know what? It's okay to not be perfect. It's okay for these feelings to come in. It's okay to still have some of that old imposter syndrome. Earlier when Memi and I were speaking about joining the Zenler team, I remember the first live office hours, I think it was, that I came on with the whole team. And I was like in awe. I'd been watching these amazing people sharing, teaching, training me, guiding me on how to use Zenler when I first got into it. So to then be there in that space, I was a little bit starstruck. And we could easily have felt that imposter syndrome. But as we discussed earlier, there was so much kindness. There was so much support from the team, from you, our amazing Zenler users, this amazing Facebook group. There is so much support and compassion that when we make mistakes, it's okay, and by having that feeling, that ethos, we're supporting you as well. So know that it's okay to have those feelings. It's okay to feel them. It's okay to feel some of that old imposter syndrome, but it is not necessary to stay in it. We get to shift ourselves out of it and begin to do it step by step. As with everything else, when there's any changes that you want to make, you can make them quickly. There are absolutely ways that you can make those big changes at an unconscious, subconscious level really, really quick. But you can also take your time to do it. So you get to do whatever is comfortable for you. And that's where our boot camps and things come in really, really handy. So when you get into them and you're there live, you can be asking us the questions. It's where us being available for you live is really supportive. In the Zen zones, in the office hours, in the Day with Zenlers, you get to ask us questions and we get to feed back to you immediately. We also have, the amazing Facebook group, and you can absolutely put comments in there and definitely be active with those weekly goals and those weekly wins, because the other way to start shifting that old imposter syndrome is to really celebrate yourself when you've achieved something. Again, if you're celebrating your wins, you're celebrating your achievements, no matter how small they seem to you, and no matter how small the celebration. So one celebration could easily be like a little happy dance, something like that. It can be go grab yourself a cup of tea. Could be have a biscuit with your cup of tea. There are so many different ways that you can celebrate yourself. And again, as you're celebrating yourself, you're reminding yourself that you can do it. You've achieved something, and make that big. Make a lot of it for yourself. And also share those wins. So share them within our Facebook group, because again, we're all here to support you. And if anyone is feeling that old imposter syndrome, we're here to support you to shift yourself out of it, because you don't need to keep feeling it. And there are so many of these different ways that we can support you. And just by sharing that you're feeling it, that can even be enough to start shifting it for you as well. So absolutely reframe any of those moments when you're starting to feel that old imposter syndrome. Start to dig underneath it. What's the purpose? What's the purpose of that? What's underneath it? You can even ask yourself that question. Share what you're feeling. Firstly, acknowledge it and accept it for yourself. And then begin to be happy to share it with others. And it may be within the awesome Facebook group. It may be, as I said, that gets to be one of your goals for the week, is to start to shift it, to start to go underneath it and release it. It may be to ask for support with something. It may be to dive in and go look at some of the mindset resources that we've given to you. Maybe go and look at some of the camera confidence resources that we've given to you. And whatever it is, share it, get accountable. It's going to help you actually move through and go and achieve it. And then the next thing to do is just, if you're feeling those feelings start to creep in, use that visualization. Take yourself to the successful completion, which is after it, so that you know it's possible to achieve. Pop yourself in that image, and that's going to support your unconscious mind to be rooting for you, to be really supporting you to the best of its ability. And as you begin to get in the practice of that, you will notice that your goals start to go so much quicker for you, because you're getting yourself to work for you, to support you. At the end of the day, the person that you spend the most time with is you. So let that inner dialogue, let that self-connection, that self-communication be one that is supporting you, because you absolutely get to be your biggest supporter. And we'll come up and we'll be just behind you. And, you know, draw on the power music tracks as well, because they can support you if you start to feel that old imposter syndrome, can support you to move into something more positive, motivated, focused, calm. And again, putting your focus, putting your energy into creation, into that creative space, so that you can really, really achieve whatever help and support it is that you want to for other people. And that's going to give that big space to that creation. And that's going to end up with no space, very teeny space for anything else in the middle. And the smaller it is, the easier that can be for you to start to shift. And another trick that you can use, so a really nice, quick activity, is to anchor a feeling or a way of being, an emotional state that can support you in those moments. So if, for example, you find that the moment you know that you have to be live and go speak on something, if at that very moment you start to feel that old imposter syndrome starting to creep in, that's a perfect place to have an anchor. And for that anchor, you're going to want to choose something that is, you know, opposite, that is really, really different. So it could be something like calm, could be something like motivated. What I found, you know, for myself and many clients is focused, is to have that focused on your goal, your vision, your mission. That can be really supportive in that moment. So again, you can find the resources on that within the Mindset Bootcamp. But what I can do is I can walk you through a really quick anchoring thing. Let me just see if there's any questions. Okay, amazing, amazing. Oh, did you have a question, lovely Mammy?
No, I just wanted to come live. That's it. I was just listening to you.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay. So yes, perfect. So we can practice, we can do like a little anchoring, or would you prefer to do the visualization? Is there anything for you that you have any of those old feelings about still at the moment?
Okay.
Or that you had in the past?
I don't think I have any of those feelings at the moment.
Awesome. Let's do the anchoring. And I know that you kindly volunteered to speak about, you know, any moments where you may have felt that in the past. So we can do that maybe just after. Thank you. Okay, so what we will do is to do your anchor, what you're going to pick is something that would support you in those moments where perhaps you feel maybe old imposter syndrome, or it could be, you know, just any negative emotion. So it could be anxiety, it could be stress, it could be fear, it could be frustration, procrastination, overwhelm. There's so many. So any of those moments. And then what you'll do is we're going to set the anchor. And then if you start to feel those old negative feelings coming in, then you can just press the anchor and that will fire off that lovely positive anchor that we're going to set. So it may be that you want to pick to anchor motivation. It could be focus, it could be calm, it could be happiness, joy, love, anything that's positive. Okay, so I'll give you a moment to think of whatever positive emotion, state, way of being that you want to achieve. Have you got one? Awesome, awesome. And if you're following along with this live or on the replay, then, you know, just make sure you've got that emotion to start with. And it's a really simple process. Okay, so what we're going to choose now is somewhere to do the actual anchor. So it could be that you're going to place a finger or a thumb onto a knuckle. It could be that you're going to place your hands together. It could be just putting a finger and thumb together. It's anything that's going to be really easy for you to do in that moment. So for example, if you're going to be live on stage, you want it to be something, you know, kind of small. You don't want it to be like putting your hands over your face because, you know, everyone's going to notice you doing it. So it gets to be something that you're going to know you're doing, but it doesn't have to draw attention to itself. So once you've chosen whatever that anchor movement is going to be, you then get to close your eyes and bring to mind a moment where you felt that feeling that you've chosen for your anchor. And as that image of that moment, as that feeling starts to rush into your body, then just put pressure on your anchor, whichever one you've chosen, and notice what you can see around you.
Do I have to say it?
No, you can just imagine. It gets to be really simple process. So just imagine what you can see around you. And then notice what you can hear. And notice what you can feel. And notice what you can taste. And notice what you can smell. And really build those feelings up to a maximum. So you're feeling that feeling as much as you have ever felt it in your whole life. And enjoy that feeling. And then as you notice that feeling naturally begin to fade, release your anchor. And then clear the screen. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back into the room. Amazing. Thank you so much for being here and for taking part. And what I would then do is I would ask a question that just brings you back into the moment. So what was the very last thing that you had to drink?
Water.
Awesome. Woo! Hydration. Amazing. And then what I'd love for you to do is to just press on that anchor again and just notice what you can feel.
I think immediately I get the image back that I just created for myself.
Beautiful. And do you have the feeling that goes along with that image?
Yes, absolutely. Like the entire momentum runs through my body once again.
Yes. Amazing. Woo! Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. And the thing is with anchoring is that you get to practice it. So keep practicing it and keep building it up. And whatever like emotion, whatever way of being that you chose, if you find yourself naturally feeling that emotion, just going through your day-to-day life, press the anchor and top it up and keep doing it. And then in those moments when you get to draw on it, it's going to be stronger, because it's like any muscle, any new practice, the more that we practice it, the stronger it becomes and the easier it is and the more available it is when we actually really need to draw on it. Yeah, amazing. So as I have you here, gorgeous Mamit, have there been any moments in the past where you may have felt some of that old imposter syndrome?
I think I had that when I just started out in business. I moved and made a transition from my job to a full-time business. And it was in that time, the 2020 time that we were talking about, when it was, you know, even when you don't have it, take it till you make it. And though I'm extremely grateful to the people I've learned from and all the knowledge that I've got, but at the same time, I felt that I'm trying to portray something that I've not achieved as of yet. Or probably I'm trying to offer something and show value in something which I don't truly believe in for a moment. So I think that was the time I really felt having that imposter syndrome somewhere during the initial days. But I think now with the time, with the experience, I truly feel that I can only offer where what I've experienced. If I've walked the talk, then I can offer it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And I love how the whole day is kind of led up to this last section. Yeah.
I also...
Yeah, keep going.
I said that I also truly believe to the fact that we've been talking about that once we are starting our business, it's not really important to tell people that, hey, I have achieved this and I can do this for you. Actually, everyone starts from the level 0. So there's no point of getting that feeling of showing something that you might have 1% or you might not have at all. It's truly being open and telling the person that you want to hire. Somebody is going to be your first client. Somebody is going to show that trust in you. And if somebody doesn't do that first level trust, then probably the business will never build up. It's always the first one. So you might as well go out and say that, yes, I have an amazing skill, but I just need a platform to prove it. And if you give me that platform, I promise to bring you the best. And you would also understand that I have the hunger and the urge right now, because if I don't bring results for you, then everything is going to fail in sequence. So might as well truly go out and say that I have the skill, but I have the hunger as well. So I just need the platform if you could trust me with it.
Yeah, I think that's beautiful. And I think as as Sarah was sharing earlier, to give something like free, like complimentary to begin with, because then people get to know, do they want to put that investment in that work with you, or not? And it's okay. Like, not everyone chooses to. We're all different, and we're all going to connect with different people in different ways and at different moments. So it can easily be that someone's like not quite ready in that second, just as maybe you're not quite ready to serve them in that second. And it's being patient, trusting yourself, and just trusting that whole process, that as you're honest, as you are being you, you're not faking it. You are making it. You're creating and sharing, where you are in this moment, how you can support people right now. And the perfect people, they will connect, they will reach out, and they will trust you because they feel it.
Absolutely. I think any exchange of information or for that matter, money that happens after trust. You have to build that trust. Now, how you do it is something that you have to decide, whether you offer a free PDF or a free video or a free course, or probably a live consultation call. If you do not have anything to offer for free, offer 15 minutes of your time to show up and tell them, this is who I am, this is how I talk, and this is what being with me looks like. So even that is giving a taste of who you are, and for them to trust. Because anybody who comes forward to make a purchase or probably do business with you, they are coming with their homework done. They're looking up to you on your social media, on your pages, what you've done, what people are talking about you. The slightest of example is when we step out of our house to watch a movie, we actually go down and see which theater has the highest ratings, the highest reviews, and then we select the restaurant or the movie theater we want to go to. And here we're talking about people making investments into learning, growing their businesses or lifestyles or health, or making more money with wealth coaches. So they're bound to do a lot of homework, and they need to have that trust in you, and that trust could be through any piece of content that you want to offer them. But if you just tell them, hey, here I am and buy from me, then you might get lucky with 5 people, but in the longer run, you lose people.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that example, because it's every single transaction we make. So anyone here live, thank you for trusting us and investing your time in us right now. Because time and energy, that it's all an investment. So it's all that ongoing contract, and I think it's looking at everything like that relationship. So many people can get stuck. They're like, oh, I don't like the idea of sales. Do you know what? It's a relationship. And every single thing you do is a relationship. Every person you speak with, every time you comment on something, every purchase you make, it's a relationship, it's a transaction. And once you start to do that, you start to release that salesy feeling that we may have, grown up with. Then you get to be freer. So you get to be yourself, you get to be in the moment, and everything's going to come so much more easily for you, within this entrepreneurial space.
I truly get this example of when you talk about sales, when you don't really like the idea of sales. Whenever somebody introduces me the concept of MLM marketing, that's like the layer by layer, 2 people under you and then 2 people under you, and then you'll get the discounts. I never really give into it, is because I always say one thing, that when I am not convinced that I need to buy this, how do I go to people and tell them that buy this and get the discount? So actually, sales would always feel like a burden when you don't really believe in the product yourself, or when you're not confident enough that the product can get value, even if it is your own product. When you believe in it, when you're 100% confident, and when you have walked the talk, it gets results, it's doable, you have done it, then you would be very confident to make that sale, and you will never back down. You will never offer a lot of discount or try to be desperate to make that sale. You will take your seat comfortably, and if you're ready, it's okay. If you're not, that's also okay. So I think the sales, the confidence or the fear of sales goes with the confidence in the product. And I think that is what I have learned through these years.
Yeah, And I think, and that ties in so beautifully with what Sarah was saying with the affiliate marketing. You're going to believe in it first. And as we've said the whole day through, walk the walk, talk the talk, be yourself. Because as an entrepreneur, pretty much, you know, you're a lot of your business. It's you. So people are going to build that relationship with you, and then they're going to invest. And that brings me really well onto our amazing David, who is about to be taking his trip, you know, his amazing adventure around Mexico and all these awesome places. And he's going to be doing an amazing travel blog. So he's going to be walking the walk. He's going to be talking the talk and sharing his journey as a sort of a nomad style, temporarily, he is coming back, style entrepreneur. So he's going to be taking us through his adventure, his experiences. And again, you know, it's something that we get to experience. We get to do whatever it is that we want to support other people to do. So he will be doing that and sharing each step of the way with us as he goes along. So that is one to look out for. And the very first blog is already live on the Zenler blog site. So go check that out. And this has been such an amazing day. You know, there's been so much good energy and we've had such awesome speakers. We're super grateful for all of them, for all of you for watching, be it now live or be it on the replay. Thank you so much for sharing your time and for sharing your year as we're stepping into the very last couple of days of 2022. We are super, super grateful for you, all of us here at Team Zenler. And we look forward to seeing what you create, to supporting you each and every step of the way, be it here on our Day with Zenlers, be it in office hours, be it in Zen Zones, in Zen Chat, in Zen Mind. Wow, the list is getting so long.
It's just increasing.
Onboarding as well. So many amazing
Monday to
ways.
Friday, we'll see you live someday, sometime.
So much support now. I've had an awesome day. How about you?
Absolutely amazing. I think I have had a very energetic day and I've processed so much information that when I go to sleep today, I am really going to be, you know, like processing all of that and implementing and executing that, because now that I've taken the information processes, now it's time to execute, put it to use. And that's how it'll help me.
Yes, go do it. Get it done. Rule number 1. Go do it.
Yes, get started.
Oh, amazing. And I think we are at time. So
yes.
This has been fantastic. Happy New Year to everybody.
Oh, yes. Everyone, Happy New Year in advance. And this is the last day of Zenler of the year 2022.
Amazing. And we will see you again next month because we will be hosting again.
Yes. With a new energy and a new topic, which will automatically sink in.
Trust the process.
Yes. Wish you a very happy New Year, Liz, and everyone who's watching us right now or on the replay.
Amazing. Thank you guys and see you soon.